Bacon! Hello, everybody! Welcome once again to Hero Club's weekly Twitch stream, The King of Tides! We're very excited to be here once again. Also, we just released a new episode, guys! If y'all don't know who we are Hero Club. We take our D&D sessions, we record them around the table, we edit them down with sound effects and music, and we make all these really fun audio anthologies, comedy, drama, you name it. HeroClubPodcast.com or our About section under this video will lead you there. Our new season, Cluster Muck, is out now. It's a Quentin Tarantino PvP swamp sci-fi heist genre thing. Go check it out. It's very, very fun. We have our first episode out today. But when we gather around the virtual table here on the weekly, we don't have all that post-production, all that hours and hours spent editing things together. We just get to gather around for some D&D, but we do like our sound effects and our music still. For just a general baseline, if you never joined us here, we play in a universe called our Emporia campaign setting. If you've listened to Here There Be Monsters or Brand's Bargain, you're familiar with this setting. Couple things to know. Everybody is playing anthropomorphic animal characters, and that is what the world is populated by. In terms of technology and time setting, we're like mid-18th century, the height of piracy on the tropical continent of Emporia. Magic has been made illegal and is punishable by death or worse by the monarchy, and there is one religion that is sanctioned on the continent, that is the Church of Soul. They worship the sun as a body of celestial power and assist the crown in magical suppression. Now we get to our fun part where we get to talk to the player characters tonight. Let's go ahead and say hello to Hannah Fagerbaki.
Hello, that's me. I play Akana, a level 15 Oath of the Ancients Canadian Goose Paladin. And my fun fact this week is that if I could choose, I would be an airbender.
But what are you?
Interesting.
I think I would be an airbender because I'm a Hufflepuff and I feel like they overlap.
Okay, very nice. Airbender, Hufflepuff, Hannah Fagerbaki. Let's go ahead and say hi to Dylan McCullum.
Hey everyone, I'm Dylan McCullum. I play fan favorite Nesbit Bisbee. He is an anteater swarmkeeper ranger. If you watched Marty's stream, you would know that I'm a waterbender because I'm a Pisces. It's a really hard thing to figure out, but that's apparently what it is. If you're a water sign, you're a waterbender. I bet you couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait, Aquarius is air sign.
I am a Cancer, and I'm also definitely a waterbender.
That was one of my favorite things. You should go check out Marty's.
I'm a Taurus and I am an Earthbender. I get it.
Yeah,
you should go check out Marty's art stream. It's one of my favorite things in the world. But it does fall to me every time to explain the best or worst part of our campaign setting, because animals be people, bugs be animals.
Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Get ready, because George
it's coming in a second.
George is getting better and better about these sound effects.
It'll be there in a minute.
He's getting so good, and they're coming in.
There it is.
Oh, so hot.
There it is.
Let those ants lull you to sleep.
Legion.
This is an ASMR channel now.
Whether you want it or not.
It's a yucky one. Natasha Mercado.
Yo, I play, oh my gosh, Zaza, Chekhov.
You got it. You were right. So you're good.
She's 34 now. She was 33. You know, now
She had a birthday. That is
Also
true.
Our character's age.
Is it still your birthday?
We did
Oh
sleep.
my god.
Oh, you did sleep. Okay, so yesterday was your
Yeah, we
birthday.
did.
Yesterday was my birthday and no one found out.
Your birthday
Is that
week.
why you're sad?
Nobody found out. Nobody
You mean
asked
nobody
you
asked
out of the
every
blue
day?
if it was your birthday.
That's so weird.
That's why she's throwing rocks. She's upset. No one knew it was her birthday.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
So funny.
Oh, Jesus, dude. Gabe Greenspan.
Hello, I am Gabe Greenspan. I have some thoughts about Hufflepuffs all being airbenders. That doesn't feel like a one-to-one to me, but that's fine.
Not the
I
place
play
for it.
Zago.
We're not gonna argue
We'll
that.
get into this later.
That's
We'll
tomorrow's
get into
Twitch stream.
We're not gonna do that today. We'll
I
do
play
that
Zago
another time.
Coiltail, and call me Bullock Baby because I'm a star of a blind side. That's right. Zago Coiltail is a Circle of Stars druid, and he is blind
That was good.
as
That was
hell.
good.
Thank you so
I
much.
feel,
I liked
feel
that
good
one.
about that. That was interesting. You
Like
went
subtle-
far. I appreciate the
I
craftsmanship.
this is just such an interesing well that you're going down for these.
Yeah,
now.
now we're in
This is-
the word star has another meaning.
Right,
and I
right.
am using it to
yeah,
the best
yeah,
of its
yeah.
abilities.
Right.
Well, we applaud you.
I've only now remembered homophones exist.
And finally, Jackie Emerson.
Hello, I'm Jackie Emerson. I don't know what kind of bender I would be. Open for discussion. I'm a No, everyone just
The council will deliberate.
Genuinely, I'm curious. I'm playing a coyote. Her name is Joanna Joey Robbins, and she's a destruction cleric rogue. I can trust her. 12 years old, age 12.
Hey.
12 years old,
12
age
years
12.
old, age
Don't
12.
forget, 12 years old.
Oh no, I'm
I
in
feel
same
like
level
Joey's a
Not to
fire.
mention, more than 11.
All right. Well done, everybody.
Wait,
Well,
Jackie, you're a Leo though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so fire.
Firebender. And yes, you're a, yeah. 100%.
And so is Joey.
you're-
Joey's
you're
a
clearly
firebender.
And
Firebender.
fire is not Gryffindor, it's Slytherin.
Well, only
Fire
because
could
they're the
absolutely
bad
be
guys.
Gryffindor too.
Fire could be Gryffindor. I actually think in many ways Earth
I think
is
fire
Slytherin,
is
but,
Gryffindor.
We don't have time for this discussion.
We don't have time for that.
when Earth starts moving to metal benders,
We don't. We simply.
What
we
about
simply,
lava benders? Are we
we-
getting to the American houses
Yeah,
now? What are we
crazy.
doing?
We simply don't have time.
Yeah, lava benders are Ilvermorny.
Ilvermorny. I swear to God, I thought one of them was matrimony.
Matrimonier. So it's different.
Matrimony. Yeah, it's just
Matrimony.
silly. Instead of opening up in the way we have so many loose threads, so many things we need to wrap up on the continent of Emporia in our neat little bow before we decide that we're going to our ultimate destination, which as of now still currently stands at the moon. I want to just go to each player this time as we open up and just tell me where you are and what you're doing as you reflect on what is ahead of you. And this can be, you know, a quick short thing. You can just tell me what the headspace, what the solitary scene is, or if you want to have this be a moment with an NPC, like, please let me know what you're doing and what you're trying to speak to, etc. Let's start. I'm just gonna roll a d6 and we'll decide in that order.
Whoa.
Yeah, why not? Let's start with Jackie. Right on the bite. Right on the bite. Do you want a second? Here, you got it.
Okay, I'm going fast.
We'll hang with you. You got it.
It was so ill-timed. I'm sorry. It's so
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay. In terms of, you know, Joey's just pretty pensive after her conversation with Nesbit. She's feeling a little more rebonded with Nesbit, which is good. Really stoked Sven can talk, really depressed. She does feel older than she's ever been in many ways. And I think as much as she cares about, it was more of a check-in. As much as she cares about, you know, going to the moon and dealing with all this, she's also kind of questioning her religion a little bit more right now, very subtly, but like it's kind of just, it hasn't quite had answers in the way that she's wanted it to as of late. And she's been a little bit.
What do you think that, how does Joey reflect on the inception of that religion? Like, why was she attracted to Isma's word as a religion in the first place? Because
it felt like everything in her life was destruction.
Yeah.
It felt like her whole life had been destroyed, but now she's found this growth. And also, I think when she got the message from Cassandra about a really cryptic message about just maybe sitting there and watching and not maybe taking action and not stopping this comet, like kind of the implication of which was like, let the comet destroy. That didn't quite sit right with her, because I also think ultimately Joey doesn't like being told what to do. And so for someone to say that to her, it was a little jarring, because I think one of the reasons why she really liked this so much was it felt different than everybody else. And it was like, it felt very of the essence, but then to feel like that in and of itself is still being a pawn. I think.
In other words, this is literally like Joey is true chaos. True chaotic. Where
I think true chaotic good. Like I do think she's
with definitely a good lean, 100%.
Yeah,
but the element of chaos is so important to Joey, in just that it means that nobody has their boot on your neck.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I think she grew up with her mom like confining her whole life, and so like for her, she never wants to be confined again in many ways. But also like she doesn't want the world destroyed, and so to feel like she thought she found this freedom and this like different way of thinking, and then to feel like maybe that's being controlled as well, and maybe there's like people are trying to lead her down a path
And where do we see Joey physically as this is going through her mind right now?
I think she's on the ship. She's probably petting Charlie, her pet banana slug, who hasn't been around in a bit. Doing a little squiggle on his
Little
belly.
banana slug cradled, secreting a little bit more goo than normal.
Surely does.
Just it's a gooey day for the banana slug.
Awful.
And then the final thought that I was going to say for Joey is that the thing that keeps coming to her mind is her dagger, and that she needs it back, and that's like what keeps whatever that means, and that's like she won't go to the moon until she has it.
Would you go ahead and what's your passive perception?
My passive perception, George, as my page loads and I waffle for time, is a lovely 17.
Make an Arcana check for me.
14.
I actually think that's high enough.
Okay.
I'm just gonna double check. Double checking. Yep. Wow, exactly high enough. D14 would be the DC. That's fun. So as you're sitting there thinking about this on the ship, outside on the railing, thinking about your dagger, looking down at your hand where that dagger should be, and you're twisting your 2 rings on your hand. And you keep twisting yours around. And you see that dark purple gem that's lodged in it, pressing into which activates the shadow blade into your hand. And then as you twirl the other one in the opposite direction, you start to notice that one of the rings, the ring that your mother gave you, as you twist it in a certain direction, starts to sparkle with like sort of rainbowish colors within, almost like an opal. Little flecks of color start appearing as you spin it. What do you do after you see that?
Try to activate it.
You activate it, and shadow blade appears in your hand.
Can I do like a deeper Arcana check on it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or like an investigation check?
Investigation's fine, yeah.
Can I start with Arcana and then do investigation?
Go ahead, what's your Arcana
And then
first?
if
my
neither of you give me
Arcana was-
anything, I'd like to insight it and see what it
Yeah.
wants from me.
My Arcana was just an 11,
Okay.
but my investigation is a 16.
So with an investigation, with those two combined, you're noticing that the motion that the ring that you're doing with is doing something.
Then I keep doing it.
Okay, so if you keep twisting the ring in that same orientation, the rainbow colors increase. Eventually, the gem is no longer black, and then after a certain point where it's brilliant, looking like a kaleidoscope within, on a final turn, it's a white gem.
Do I feel anything different?
It feels the same. Looks the same. You start to notice on that 16 investigation check that this ring has like a silver inlay that yours doesn't have.
Can I examine the silver inlay?
I think that you've gotten all you're going to get from investigation checks and Arcana checks on the rings now. But one of the gems is now like a clear white quartz color.
Huh. Joey just kind of looks down at it and then says, "Hi, Mom." And then kind of sits back down and just is like examining it.
Okay.
Still thinking even more about Boris and the dagger.
We're going to leave Joey for a sec.
Also, hey, what does that green potion do?
Well, no, we're not doing that right now. We'll come back to that, though. Zaza, what are you doing, and where is Zaza at?
Okay. Zaza is she's like on, what is this called? The pointy part
The
of the
bow?
Yeah. She's on the bow just like laying there, like letting the water like splash her in the face. 'Cause this would otherwise be a very majestic moment, but she just looks so depressed that it's like pathetic and it's sad. Because usually, yeah, Zaza feels like more jolly. Like she's like a jolly nihilism. This is like a depressed nihilism.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So with this depressed nihilism, Zaza, you take a moment at the bow and feel the wind dappling your fur, and you just feel like a chunk of your fur on your face just blows off.
No. Oh my god, that's so. She furrows her
fuck.
brow and stays still and just like sees how much will come off.
Just like a little more, like a smaller tuft of like undercoat follows the rest of the hair. And you just have like a small patch of like a line of hair that's kind of disappeared from your face. Whatever is happening with you right now is starting to accelerate.
Wow. She then puts her paw like on her face just to hold it on.
Roll a medicine check for me.
14.
It feels... Your face feels more sallow when you go to put your palm there. And
Dang.
the water's moving by a little too quickly for you to get like a reflection of yourself. But you just feel gaunt as you stand in the whipping wind, and it hits you that you haven't taken a breath all day.
Wait, is Jackie okay? Did something?
What happened?
Just want you to go and put my food in the fridge.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so
Taking it back. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm just trying to be really subtle.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, really subtle.
Botch stealth check.
Coming back to the scene we're in.
Sorry, Natasha.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
So,
Zaza's gaunt and depressed.
Zaza's gaunt and depressed, and as I said earlier, you realize it hits you that you haven't taken a breath, like since you woke up.
Okay.
You've been breathing sporadically, but you've slowly been catching yourself, just like in long periods of time, forgetting to breathe. It's starting to take mental energy to remember to breathe.
What? Oh, because of that fucking thing. Because of the black and white thing. Shit.
Also, very potentially because of the fact that you are, quite literally, an undead mummy lord.
Well, that too, yeah. And it was my
You're-
birthday. Huh.
You're essentially achieving a kind of undeath, and you're undergoing that process. Roll a quick insight check for me.
Okay. Ooh. A dirty 20.
Oh, cool. You feel really, like, sad for a sec. You feel like you're dead. You're standing on this ship dead. Everyone else around you is alive. You are not with them. There's like the wall that you can't get past when something is alive and dead. It's just, different priorities. And then when you turn around to look out at the water, you look out at the bright sky that is just starting to illuminate, turn bright blue. There's a little voice in you that says, "But I'm connected to everything that has been." And on a 20 insight, you start realizing that what you are is something dead. Here on Earth, walking, defending the living. That's what you're doing right now. That's the role you're fulfilling.
Yeah.
And there's maybe just a glimmer of purpose for Zaza when she sees that maybe she's not cursed here. Maybe she's meant to mean something. And yeah, how does Zaza feel about that? But doesn't have to. That doesn't need to be like a solve for Zaza. She can still be deep in that pit, you know. But it can be an acknowledgement and a shake off. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she like moves around her little barrel of rocks and notices that she's getting low and calls out, "Joey, I only have a few rocks left. You want to throw them?"
Joey, who's been, I'm assuming, on the other side of wherever, leaning against the wall. Yeah. And then she comes like trotting around the corner. Charlie is pushing along behind her.
We leave Joey and Zaza throwing rocks as we pan over to Nesbit. Nesbit, where are you?
I think after having his weird Scarlet Witch freak out, Nesbit kind of like retracts back to the ground and kind of shakily stormed off, not away from the group, just stormed into the forest and take a breath. Before going into what Nesbit's thinking and how he's processing, he would have just gone up to the trees and asked a single question. Hey there. First of all, it was really good to have you in the fight with us. Just a quick question. How old are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. You retreated into the illusory forest.
Yeah, the
Understood.
illusory
Understood.
forest.
Okay, got it. My bad. Got it. Let me get rid of some stuff here. All right. So as you're hanging out in the illusory forest, you are standing within like the tree's illusion and speaking to the main tree spirit who you fought with earlier.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
Time is a funny thing, Nesbit Bisbee. Iterations of myself has roamed this place many an eon. Things change. Time changes. And time has not always meant what it means now.
Do you still feel like you?
Are you asking about my awareness or personhood? I feel a sense of individuality as we speak, certainly. But I am painfully aware that at any time, I could be remanded back to the soil. And there is comfort there. It is where I feel at my most natural. This self is temporary for a reason.
Okay.
Is that what you were looking for?
I don't know. Yes, I wanted to know. Thank you.
Is it guidance you seek with your questions? Why not be direct? Nesbit Bisbee, chosen of Venus.
Because I'd rather make this decision on my own.
Very well.
Thank
Good
you.
luck in the crafting of your legacy.
And Nesbit will just kind of sit. No, just lay down in the forest. Kind of disperse the ants out. And say, in his head, if you don't mind, I know I haven't asked this before, so if you don't mind, for just 2 minutes, could you all just stop talking?
Give me just a flat charisma check with advantage.
Okay. What? Okay. Flat? No
Yeah.
bonuses? Okay.
You can add a persuasion check if you want.
Oh no, that's not what I want to do.
Okay.
That would make it actively worse.
Yeah. No worries.
Oh no, if it is my just charisma, then it's the normal thing. Okay, 13.
All of the ants slowly leave you, and you gain some semblance of quiet.
Okay. And in this moment,
Yeah.
but do you want to ask me something? Nesbit is just thinking about, Nesbit got very angry a moment ago, and is thinking about all the people that he has with him, and all the people that he wants to protect, and all the people that he's killed, and he's thinking about what he wants his life to mean. And he has gone through this whole process certain that his purpose was to get Zygo somewhere. He is certain now, for some reason, there was a fear that happened during the fight, but Nesbit realized that Zygo's going to go where Zygo's going to go. And Nesbit will help him get there, but Nesbit's talked to gods and has been chosen by a deity, and maybe if Nesbit decided to be chosen and do something special, Nesbit could. And so, Nesbit is deciding that he knows what he's going to do, and that Nesbit knows that he is going to, if he can, be the next Ethereum.
Roll a perception check for me.
Botch.
Cool. Nesbit has that thought, just beginning to meditate on what that will mean, and the very large concept of how his being will change, as unseen to him, Venus's thorns tangle with his fur, gently wrapping around his wrist. We move over to Zygo. Where would you be, Zygo?
Zygo is on the banks of the shoreline. He is druid crafting dandelions up into their sort of like little white balls, and then using a brush of his tail to just let them go and feather off into the sky. Sort of watching them for 30 feet until they're gone from his blind sight, and then letting them go over and over and over. Thinking about the sort of private conversation that he had with his grandfather. Feeling, having finally put image to the purpose that he has known he's had his entire life. And feeling, despite the emotions that come with what that conversation was, more determined than he has in a very, very long time. He has a finish line now. Like, he knows what he's moving towards after having just been running for years.
So, would you please make, let's have this be an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Sure. Botch.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. When Zygo, these little things that you're bursting away from you, are you bursting them within your blind sight?
So, like, forming dandelions, brushing them away with the air from his tail, and letting them go beyond the 30 feet of, like, will follow them until he can't anymore.
Until you can't anymore. On a botched Arcana check, faced with this destiny that you've known has been coming, you feel that just like a little creeping sense of like, is this guaranteed? Or is this a goal? And that begins to torture you a little bit.
Okay.
Just, that's very unclear as it stands.
Cool. As this creeps into his mind, the tail, which has been like lazily causing a breeze over the dandelion to sort of make it unintentionally like flattens the next one. And he sits and stops, just sort of listening to the water lap against the shore.
Finally, Akana. Where are you?
Hannah's taking a bath. No. Akana is thinking. Her brain is whirring. She is like, what the fudge is going on with Bonnie Tinder? Why is she with the Bronze Fangs? What does she know about the animals? What is happening? Why are there hybrids? Is she really just hired? Like, she is just like asking these questions, really wondering why that is happening.
Okay.
And what the implications of that might mean. And she also doesn't believe that Bonnie Tinder wants to like blow up the meteors purely just like for philanthropic, like, oh, I can't make money if there's no world. Like, that's a big ass effort. You'll be dead before the repercussions of that would even destroy the planet. So why do you care? What do I roll?
Those are all amazing questions.
Can I roll anything to try to like connect those better or like sit in them more or marinate?
Here's the thing. It's an awkward thing for me as a DM, right? Because you have laid it out. You've laid the thing out. You've kind of solved the thing you should be suspicious about.
Okay.
For you to learn any more about the specifics of that, you would need access to Bonnie Tinder, access to what she's doing, or you would need to find a back way in using how you've been learning about people, which is like, do they have connections to any god? When you thought about Bonnie Tinder the last time, you saw like a black hole of like faith. Nothing. Never prayed to a god in her life.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, but it does mean that she has never placed her faith in like any kind of higher power.
I'm just like so wondering why she needs us so desperately to go up when it really...
Roll one quick insight check.
Okay. A quick, cute little insight check.
Just a cute little insight check? This is just a cute little insight check.
Yeah.
Just a cute little quick
19.
You have a feeling that she just like, has a crush on Zaza. Like a little bit of it's just like I want that person to do all of the jobs for me. Like a work crush, excuse me. Where she is just like, if I hire that person, and you know, who knows? Who knows what Bonnie Tinder's up to? Like she has the nat 20 intimidation check from Zaza is like shook her to her core, and anything that shakes this woman like that is not something to be destroyed, but something to be gained, something to be aligned with, something to be acquired, something to be merged with. These are all corporate terms that somebody from the Emerald Coast...
It's a profitable
you know what I mean? That she looks at Zaza and, you know, and the biggest thing she sees is dollar signs. Like that's more strength.
Yeah.
And like the big feeling you got was she wants Zaza involved because she sees success with Zaza. The rest of you she wants involved because, yeah, why would she benefit from that?
Yeah. Okay, and then my other... Can I try... So looking specifically at the, like, hybrid animals and what her relationship to that would be?
Okay. You've been so curious about this, and I think I know...
I'm a very curious little noodle.
I'm going to ask you to give you the answer. It's going to be risky. Okay, here's the deal.
What does that mean?
We're going to get real dark here.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, George.
There's a way for you to learn more about what's approaching.
Okay.
If you are curious about what is causing these hybrid animals, and you want to expand your deific consciousness into the primordial and into the unknown, you may do so. But doing that is risky. Because even extending the presence of your mind to primordial things is an access point for them.
Right. No, I think I'm good on that. I'll just shut that down right now. But good to know about it in the future. I was purely less on like a let me see what I can find, but more of like, how can I better connect the clues that I already know in case Hannah, sitting here currently, is missing something that happened like a year ago at the friggin' party.
Yeah, no, I don't have any new information for you there.
Perfect. And then, Akana is going to seek out Nesbit.
Okay. Nesbit is in the illusory forest when you find him.
Okay. She'll, seeing that the door is closed and he's in there, she's gonna give a cursory knock.
Yeah. Yeah, Nesbit will just open the door.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi. I was talking to Zygo and Zaza about this, but I did have the opportunity to speak to Henry. And one of the things he told me was that he'd like to be buried inland. As his captain. I don't know if there's a certain place. He didn't say specifically where inland, just not at sea. So is there a particular place you think would be best for him, or?
Well, I don't know how to interact with others that well, but I think if I could get into Henry's head, what Henry would want, and to honor Henry the most, would for me to be as involved as little as possible in his burial. I think I could, when we get to a good place, find a good burial spot, because I'm good at knowing what, won't be rooted up by animals. But, or bugs, I mean. But other than that, I feel like Henry would hate any choice I made. And I say that with all of the love in my heart.
The fact that you know that just shows how good of a captain you are.
But also, and I appreciate it, but I've always said that the second we're off the boat, I'm no one's captain. Least of all Henry's. And Henry knew that. And Henry... Yeah.
That's fair. Well, I think...
Also, I know you know this, but... Well, actually, my boat can fly, but I don't think I can take it inland.
Right. Not without a river, anyway.
So, yeah, well, it was, how did Henry look?
And a kind of glazed look comes over her face and a smile creeps on as she remembers her interaction with Henry. He looked good. He looked like he was at peace with what had happened.
Good.
I asked him if he wanted to come back, and he said no.
We've all had our darker days. The last things we were little contentious in the last days there. But Henry was heading down a dark path. Seemed like Henry was tormented.
Yes, he mentioned that. He wasn't conflicted by that anymore, if that's what you want to know.
I'm just happy that he's happy.
Yeah. It seemed like he had some friends there too. A lot of bears. They were having like a big, like maybe a potluck or something, which is weird because I don't think you eat over there, but I think they were maybe playing games and like having like a little party. Looked fun, looked nice.
I mean, all things considered, I guess you wouldn't have to, but I hope you eat over there.
Yeah, probably like no guilt tied to it, but like just for fun, you know, like this is my favorite and it tastes good, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, I've had too many bug burgers, you know, none of that. No restraints.
Really quick, both of you here out on the main deck, just like briny scream.
We run out.
Yeah.
Run out, sprint outside.
Yeah, Brian screamed.
Briny
Wow.
is back out on the deck. You see Briny, oh, scared me! Oh! And there is a banana slug that has dropped out of like a storage container where he was loading some stuff up onto your thing for transport to lighten his load. And he is currently taking Charlie off of his shoulder. All of you are on the main deck of the boat. And Briny says, who do I give him to?
You could just set him down.
All right.
Honestly.
I'll take him. I'll take him. Joey comes running in out of nowhere.
Just like all 20 of his little feet, just like.
Come on, Charlie. No scaring the strangers.
You know, those things are pests. You're supposed to. Whatever. All right.
Good
Well,
night to go with you, Brani.
anyway, I was just about to head off. I was wondering where I should actually make a course for. It'd be best to start early in the day as possible, so I can get as much sunlight as I can. Travel under soul, they say.
Probably best to Brickton. It feels like that is where most
Brickton,
of
then.
our allies are.
Would any of you like to come? We could always ride together.
Right. Well, we do have to go inland for an errand. We have to bury a crew member. All
right.
So-
Well, of course, I understand. I can certainly wait for you if you need to take care of that. Unless you'd like me to head out on my own.
Yeah. Do we need to go?
It is not a bad idea for us to travel together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not at all. That can certainly be part of our.
Will
If
you
you
all be
head
coming
further-
with me, or?
Nesbit, would you prefer to stay on the boat?
Well, we're I mean, how
How far are we from Brickton?
Yeah, how far away are we?
Probably a couple days over land.
Okay.
And quicker by sea?
No,
is
Brickton's pretty
Brickton-
inland.
Yeah, I thought Brickton was land.
But would it be faster to like boop and then boop as opposed to blah, blah, blah?
You would probably be. It's tricky, right? Because if you look at the map, Dylan, do we have the map screen available? Let's do that.
Map. We love visuals.
Yeah, map.
Okay.
I always just gotta. We are currently, I would say, on the, all the way to
Right.
the west. We are south of those 3 islands,
Okay.
but just barely south, sort of
Oh,
at the exterior inlet. So right now, currently, your fastest method of travel would probably be overland off-road to Brickton, if you're going just as the crow flies. But overland, no road is riskier.
It's
Yeah,
like
we
we
could,
could is where your grandfather's tower is.
No.
Solzado is where my grandfather's tower is.
In
We
the
could like
Elderwood, all
boat
the way.
around that like out peninsula and
Well,
then land.
well, for one, we boat around where? The peninsula to
If we're just south of those 3 islands, we could
Yeah.
just boat east until we hit Emporia.
Oh, right, the little.
On the bottom side of the peninsula, just to cut off
Get
whatever.
a little more in, sure, yeah.
Just a little more inland, sure.
Couldn't Sven
100%.
also boom plus?
Yeah,
Well,
Sven
Sven
could
could
draw
also
us there,
boom
but
us.
we've never
Sven
tried
can also
that.
telepaint you there.
Yeah, we've never
That
actually
is true.
tried that. We've never seen what that does, and also we're actually trying to go outside of Brickton. Like,
So might be
Which-
fine.
Yeah,
like,
so
we're trying
it's
to go
interesting.
into Brickton as well, but we're
Brickton
like,
is Yzma's Bells, but you also want to go outside of Brickton, which I would let you guys know is like southeast, sort of nestled between the road and the Red Spine. There is where he, like, just above
Beyond
the M
Brickton.
of Emporia on the map.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
great.
mind exploring in the forest a bit. Yeah, doing some stuff. You know, we haven't done that in a while. Or like,
Do some jungling.
yeah. Do we have any access to beetles? Big old beetle. Do we have our ant still? Whatever happened to our ant?
We have two.
Yep, you
two
got your
beetles.
riding ants that you
We have two riding beetles.
we have. A
And you
riding
also have
beetles, and we
riding
our-
beetles?
We also have our carts still.
Mhm.
You have your cart. You guys
Remember-
could
Rage driving. That was so fun.
road rage.
Road
You guys
rage.
could.
That
You
was
guys
really
could go back to the
fun.
road rage formula. Leave the boat circling the, at Nesbit's eventual command. You guys, a lot of your primary goals are inland now.
Yeah.
That is
Do we
true.
want to do Tower first, then go to Brickton?
Well, I haven't told anyone but you about the tower yet.
Yeah, we don't know
That
that's
is
even a thing.
true.
So I think, Bryony, I think that we're going to, we'll be going that way, but we'll make our way in on our own.
Right. All right. Well, you've given me the location. I'll head in that general direction, and if you'd like, I can make camp between Brickton and that other auxiliary place, the hidden spot. And you
Yeah.
can just tell me where you'd like me to go. Send me a message somehow. One of you has that capability, right?
Yes.
Very good
Yeah.
then.
Okay, go.
May the mother be with you. And then he gives you a big hug each, a big respectful bow, and he throws the last hammer on a giant pile that is on the back of his shed, and kicks the riding beetles into gear, and they are off down the road, leaving the rest of you all to decide what it is you are going to do. Sven
Wish I
is
could,
also
like,
there with
long
you,
form
gathered.
bless him.
Yeah. So I think Nesbit will, he's taking it slow, sticking to the shallows for multiple reasons. One, he wasn't really taught. He was taught to sail a little, but definitely not in open water, and also they don't want to incur the wrath of the father. And
That's fair.
we're gonna go into that little tiny little armpit, and then from there we'll.
Just into the tiny little armpit.
Okay, let me just roll a quick. Okay.
I didn't
Never
like
had to
that
really
town.
deal with this before. But
It's
so
the
close
ice
to
cream
Port Sow
boat.
in the middle of the day. On the horizon line. An armada ship. Full regalia. Whips around the corner. Fully armed with cannons. Active sails being like an active, vigilant crew, clearly operating some sails on board on this way for Port Sow. Your ship is currently only flying a giant black sail with a moon design and has no official filigree on it as you're flying now. You guys do, I believe, have. Did we acquire bluff sails at one point in Key East? I think
we had.
We have like
changeable
neutral
sails.
Yeah.
you have
we had-
neutral sails.
Right.
So, do you flip the neutral sails up like when you see that come around the corner?
I think Hundo P.
It's
Well,
not gonna
what does-
hide from you. You know what I mean?
what does
It's
that
on the
name? What
horizon. Oh well, yeah.
Oh
Zygo.
yeah. Yes. Right.
I think we should, because we were flying the moon when we drove through the town. Sailed through the
Yes.
town.
And then Nesbit just goes like, "Well, what would Henry do?" And then change the sails. And then
That is indeed what Henry would do.
change the sails. Change the sails.
You put away perhaps your greatest weapon in favor of bluff. I am going to. You look pretty ordinary right now, so I'm just going to roll a pure luck check right now. You
please
want
be
a
good.
10 or higher.
Come on, baby. Not 20.
That is literally a 10. the Armada ship. You hear like a as like somebody clearly comes to the edge of the galleon and looks at your deck and sees a couple of you just like on board. Like most anybody who's like worried about getting recognized, you guys like just turn your heads down and act like you're working, give like a subtle wave, and you see a responding wave from the Armada officer on deck, just like a very like. And then you see all the rest of the crew keep going off on the heavily armed Navy Armada ship. You guys make it to the little armpit of Emporia, no problem. The ship comes up close to a cove, you disembark. How are we traveling?
Okay, we're gonna get our
Avoiding the Armada ship combat.
we're gonna get our cart out.
Would have been a quick combat.
It would have been...
Sure would, Gabe. You're very strong and capable.
Just wait for what's coming.
Feelings.
Oh, good.
Feeling fucking
Ain't that.
feelings, man.
Yeah, chat, just so you know, Gabe was out here saying, like, I wanted to fight it. Like,
I want to poke the bear.
I
Gabe
just happen
wants
to
to
have
loot
a
it.
good prepared spell
No, Gabe doesn't
for
wanna loot
an
it.
Armada fight.
Oh, yeah, dispel magic.
No.
I mean, that was a scenario that if you hadn't changed sails and avoided, we would have absolutely been
Yeah,
in
for
ship
sure.
combat.
I am going to, we're gonna take the time to...
You don't have to cast a strike. I have one spell that can help with this situation if you want.
To get Clip and Clop.
To get Clip and Clop out of the thing, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I can do one of them if you want to do the other one.
Sure. I mean, it's
Great.
up to you if you, yeah.
How are we doing this?
How are you? What are you doing first?
I was gonna do enlarge reduce.
Oh, can that target two things or?
I don't know if you can cast it.
No, I
higher
think
to
it's just
target more
one.
things.
Do we also, are
It's
we
just
all
one.
going to go down off meta, whatever? Do we all want to go down to Salzado?
We don't know that's a thing, so I have no idea.
Okay, Akana mentions, by the way, Zygo and I have to go down to Salzado.
Great. Zygo can't keep a fucking secret in
Yeah,
this
that
world.
was a secret that Zygo wanted to keep, but okay.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I said I'd rather not tell Nesbit because.
Oh,
he's
then
only
never
gonna
mind, never
worry.
mind, never mind,
Yeah.
never mind. Sorry, I forgot.
We can undo. We can
That's-
undo. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. We
that's
forget.
Sorry.
why
Oh,
Gabe was
also
not
late.
wanting to tell anyone, not because of
All
like,
good. All good.
convenience.
So
Zaza,
just we rewinded. Play.
Sorry, Akana forgot.
is
Moving on.
quietly-
Zaza.
Zaza's quietly just like setting up beetles because she needs some like beetle therapy to feel connected.
Roll an animal handling check.
Okay, see, like I thought that was gonna be so important to my character in the beginning, animal handling. So it's like
It like it's one of those things that
Coming
I feel
back.
like when you first start playing, it's like, oh, this is gonna be so cool, and then you start playing, and you're like, wow, I'm really ever gonna use it.
What's your animal handling
Why
check?
am I never
it's
around animals?
17.
Yeah.
17. When the beetles come out to greet you, they immediately sniff and nuzzle Zaza.
Oh.
Aw.
They immediately just like make the connection of like being in that canyon and Zaza getting them out of that canyon, and
Oh.
just immediately go over, and also then make their way to Nesbit, who earned their trust all those, feeding them in that rainy cave, etc. So Nesbit and Zaza get all the love from the beetles.
I give Zaza the like the right, because I remember they both didn't have attunement, the riding gloves and like the what was it? It was the butterfly mask, or
Butterfly helm,
the butterfly
Yeah,
helm
like
that
a-
like
Like
hat-
a
yeah,
marching band.
like a marching band hat.
which
That's right.
I'm sure looks crazy with your frill.
I mean, in this universe, that's like a dragon scale helm.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be dope.
The things that like Zaza does for riding, and it's just like, all right, we haven't done this in a while, but this will be fun, like old times, Zaza. And I have the
It's like-
cart health back here, with Clip and Clop both at 40 HP.
Yeah, please tell us what. Okay, so Clip and Clop both have 40 HP. What is our cart stats?
Cart
I think
HP.
I have them too.
I
This
also
may be
have
a
them
little
somewhere.
bit low. I think the cart HP as it currently stands has 297. I think it was a cool 300.
It was
I'm-
325.
Oh,
was the top.
325. Okay,
Took
so
a little damage on the way out.
yeah. Each wheel has 25 HP each.
All of you find that the cart has been fully repaired, and you
Hey.
find tools of Henry's discarded to the side.
Henry, why would you do this?
Bud.
Angel boy.
325.
Bud.
Yeah, I'm so happy I kept
What?
that.
What's the
Yeah,
full
right.
number?
Chiron.
325.
Oh, that's the full number. Okay.
And each wheel has 25 health individually.
Question for you, George. The issue with
Yes.
getting the cart and the beetles into the boat was just like there's a door that they can't fit through, right?
Yes, that's it. And the shed, the cart was like deconstructed, like the wheels taken off and kind of tucked in the corner on the boat on its side.
And for those who are asking, Clip and Clop are specifically the beetles that are made to use this. Gordita Bean is retired and won't have a
Gordita
care-
Bean's old.
Yeah, Gordita Bean's old and won't have a care in the world forever and ever. Gordita
Is
Bean,
Gordita Bean with you guys? This
Yes,
is a thing
yeah.
George forgot. Okay,
Yes.
so in the illusory forest, Gordita
Technically.
Bean, you guys are like, should we take Gordita Bean? Gordita Bean is asleep and just
yes.
big fart.
Nick very
Not looking
specifically
like
was
the
like,
call.
we were like, does Gordita Bean fade away? He was like, no. And we were like, why? And he's like, cuz. And we were like, okay,
That's what I
well,
ruled.
All right.
okay.
Gordita Bean wasn't cursed.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
But she had to relive those over and over again. and
Gordita
just
Bean also
aged-
lost her memory every time.
Yeah.
Gordita Bean had no idea that was going on.
Well, Gordita Bean has no object permanence, so.
Yeah, Gordita Bean has no sense of self.
So instead of Nesbit trying to gaseous form each of these individual things through this door,
And they hate it.
They don't
the
like it.
spell-
They canonically don't like it.
The spell Enlarge Reduce says that you can cause a creature or an object you can see within range to grow larger or smaller, and it doubles its proportions. If you
You do it
enlarge
to the doorway,
I'm doing it to the doorway.
Smarty. On that door, it expands. They walk out, no problem. And almost, Nesbit, if they were intelligent beings, they would look at you with like a, couldn't done that. But again, don't have any sense of self, no sentience whatsoever. They are
Nesbit-
machines that eat and shit.
And Nesbit did not cast Speak with Animals because he didn't want any sass today.
Zaza gets laced up, and you see your old cart that you were sent with these. You flash back to that meeting these guys for the first time in the Red Spine, being tasked with getting them to Key East, and then all of a sudden, all this fucking shit happened.
Yeah.
And now you're an undead mummy lord, finding out that your ancestors have a mission for you.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be my last job before
Finding
I
out that you're the end of a celestial line, cursed for undeath, and you maybe did it to
Celestia.
yourself.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's putting it on, and she's kind of like to herself, I have a purpose. I have a purpose. I have a purpose. Yeah. And then she checks on the little hole that we shoot out of, just making sure it's still there.
The little eye hole for your need to be able to see them spells. Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
off the bat.
Very silly.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
great hack for not being visible and having total cover, but having full capability of having a little space to put your finger and cast the spell.
So silly.
Very silly. I think they have 3/4 cover, but that doesn't matter on spells like Hold Person and shit. Okay, so everybody getting Clip and Clop get laced to the thing. The cart is set up pretty easily. Each of you guys shoulder the weight of the main body, assemble the wheels. You guys are locked in and set to go. Sven also hops in the cart with you guys. You are a party of, I believe, 6. Nobody else, right? I think it's just Sven and the rest of you.
At
Well,
this point,
and-
we're the last.
The last
Yeah.
ones.
And Henry's body.
well,
And Henry's
it's-
body.
Henry's body's probably with you. Also, covered in lace, or not lace.
Covered in a big
lace.
doily.
A big doily.
A big old doily.
Covered
How soon are we
in
returning
cloth.
through ship? Probably we will be returning.
Well,
For
probably not for a while.
Not for
So,
very
is
long.
there anything
Anybody
you?
staying on the ship?
I'm going to assume you guys take most of your stuff. There's
What
going to be
happens
a
to
healthy
Charlie?
amount of time crystal that's not going to be able to go there. Gordita Bean will be cared for within the illusory forest, of course.
We still
Watch
have
over the ship, Gordita.
Do we still have the time crystal thing?
You have the big meteor.
Camera?
That you have the time crystal, yes.
No,
We have
I'm
a
sorry.
handful
the,
of crystals.
A
the
handful
one
of
that we put
crystals.
Oh,
what
the
happened
The
to
meteor.
camera. The camera, right?
the
No,
one
no,
that
go
we-
ahead, Zaza.
The one that we put the father in.
The
Sorry.
chest, the time
Oh,
stasis
that's with
chest.
No, we
Vivian.
gave that to
Vivian has that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys got rid of
I
that.
would like to put
But do we
Charlie
have the
in the
meteor at this
illusory
point?
forest.
Who's gonna watch the boat though, Jackie? Charlie would take very good care of the boat.
Charlie is going to be taken care of by the trees.
Joey
3 4.
leaves Charlie with Gordita Bean. You leave Gordita Bean and Charlie together, and they immediately become best friends.
Yes.
It's like a bear and a chihuahua being friends, but
Oh,
way
boy.
slower moving.
I love.
Do we
I
have
can't wait
that,
for that.
Do we have
spin-off.
that piece of meteor? Did we store it
That
in the
piece
ship
of
this whole
meteor, I
time?
believe, was sent back to Belsantium's with Reshka.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys sent that back, I believe.
Man.
Or, yeah, I think so, right?
That's
Cool.
what that's what we decided last time. We were wondering
Yeah,
where we had it.
we were
That's
wondering.
with Reshka.
Right.
So I think in that case, if you guys are going to Brickton to use the bells, you guys need that piece of meteor, right? So I think the first stop kind of has to be Belsantium's estate.
Yep.
Okay.
Belsantium's estate in the Emerald Coast.
No, the one right outside.
Belsantium's hidden estate outside of Brickton.
Basically, where we
Gotcha.
sent Bryony to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Bryony's kind of camped out in the wilderness outside of that location.
Okay.
Are we traveling via road or are we traveling the straight line through the forest?
I think through the forest.
Yeah, I don't mind the
Zaza?
forest. I'm feeling it.
Go ahead and make a land vehicles check. Just for your general ability to ride this thing. I believe those items help you, correct? Are you going to guidance?
Guidance.
Yeah,
Bye.
they do.
Nice.
George.
I have advantage because
Beautiful.
I'm bonded with the Beatles, the circus.
Amazing.
dragons. Yeah, I don't know what the things do, but I'm bonded with them. That's what gives me advantage.
I believe the helm gives you a +2
Who?
to animal handling, and I think the gloves give you a +2 to land vehicles checks.
Okay, what do I roll
That's
for
what I
land
thought,
vehicles
too.
checks?
It would just be, would you rely on your dexterity
Or what?
or like your wisdom? Like you're
Okay.
being in touch with the animals.
Yeah. I would do dexterity. Is that a saving throw or what am I
So
doing?
you're just going to roll a dexterity check, and you're also going to add your proficiency bonus. And then you're
So
going
roll
to
a
add
D20.
+2. So roll a d20,
Roll a d20. Okay.
just flat.
Okay. Rolling a d20. Okay. Okay.
What's the number?
Flat is 11.
But you also have advantage
11.
on it, right?
You also have
Yeah.
advantage, so go ahead and roll it again just to see. And we'll do all the adding up.
Sorry.
No worries.
Nope, not that one. That one's 3.
Okay. 11 plus what's your dexterity modifier? 4?
Plus 3.
Okay, so that's 14. +2 is 15. What is your proficiency
16.
bonus?
16.
My
+4.
proficiency. I don't know what it is.
It's +4.
+4. So
Okay.
that brings you to 19, is that correct? Where are we at now? 11 plus 3 is 14, plus
Yeah.
2 is 16, plus
Plus
4 is
4
20. Roll now roll 1d4
1d4. I don't know.
from guidance.
That's the
Okay,
pyramid
okay.
one.
A 4.
24.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Now roll just a quick survival check with advantage now.
Okay. So everything's working out. Okay. Wait.
Don't say that.
Okay, a 12.
And Zygo's gonna use his last wheel of the day to add a d6 to that.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d6.
A 1, so 13.
Okay, 13. So that's just for time and encounter. In terms of land vehicles, you guys are making wicked time. Zaza is just like ripping around corners and getting in like really crushing like what this would normally take like 2 days because of how stacked together it is. It is not a smooth ride. Zaza is ripping around corners. Clip and Clop have not been out of that fucking forest in forever. They are ripping across like just chasing stuff. Zaza gets them back under control. Because of that, as you're trying to like quick make as good a time as you can, you're gonna roll something. You do not encounter any obstruction in the forest, and you guys have no issue.
Hey, hey George.
It's a random encounter. Yes.
I have been forgetting to ask this 4 weeks. What checks do I get advantage on because of the staff? Because I'm pretty sure they're charisma-based ones, and if so, including like either persuasion or whatever. And if so, Zygo probably would not have had to cast whatever you cast on me to give me advantage on
enhanceability.
Yeah.
On all those checks anyways.
Mm-hmm. If I already have that, you wouldn't need to do that. I in my note I have advantage on certain checks because I couldn't get it, and it
Give me a
hasn't,
second.
and I
I'll
need
look
to
it
know
up.
it. Sorry, y'all.
You're good, dude. I'll take the
know.
spell slot back if you can give it to him.
Yeah,
I
it
gotta
never
find it.
hurts to ask.
And now I have all 3 luck points. We rested. Everything's
Yes.
okay.
Everything's okay.
Okay.
Where would this be?
If you need a minute to find it, I have some questions for Zygo, and we can
Yeah,
pretend
go ahead.
we have
Go
like
ahead.
a moment.
You can go ahead and
As
talk
we
in
go
character. I'll go find
careening
it.
along.
Yeah, as always, I think it was like I was in front with Zaza. It was like it was like I was in front with Zaza. You were all like in the back.
Joey
Yeah.
was sort of middle, and we were in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
With Sven, I'm guessing. Joey and
Yeah,
Sven would
sometimes
probably
Sven and
be
I
like...
got in the underground carrier, which is
That's
where all
right.
of these paints.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yes, that's right. So while no one can hear them, Akana would ask Zygo, like just very quietly aside to Zygo, ask him, so like, what are you thinking about the tower and when you want to do that?
I did not know. My grandfather said that it was just the 2 of us who should go. So,
Like south at all? Just both of us?
who should go to the tower? So it is possible that we could take everybody there, and they could hold some sort of a perimeter. But do you think we can tell Joey we are going to a tower? You cannot go in the tower, and she is going to be fine with that?
No.
Right.
Yeah, the invisibility cloak was really not a
I do not
Like
know
a
why we
very-
gave that to a
I
child
don't really
in
think we
hindsight.
gave it. Did it just kind of like fall into hands type
Right.
of thing? I don't remember
Right.
either, or it's too late. Can't take it from her now.
I think
Because that's a long ways.
I hear you. I worry that if we tell Nesbit, he will worry. If we tell Joey, she will insist that she come. And if we tell Zaza, I truly do not know what will happen. It is
If
a
we
full
tell
wild
Zaza,
card
we
in my
tell
mind.
everybody else.
That is right. If we tell Zaza, everybody knows. So it is perhaps we take this evening we can try to sneak away. We could do whatever we need, rest there, and be back by morning.
You would know trees there.
That's correct. I can get us there in but a moment.
Okay, and you can get us back all right. That's cleaner, and then
I get it.
It would be one evening where we are away.
okay.
Advantage on persuasion checks for good creatures. Advantage on intimidation checks for hostile creatures.
Okay, persuasion checks for good, and intimidation for bad.
And by good and bad, I mean friendly and hostile.
Friendly hostile.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have covered anything I would have caught you on. So it's a second level spell slot. If I use up every other spell slot today, maybe
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
think
it.
that's a maybe George call.
Yeah. Are you?
So George, what do
I-
you think? Does that?
I'm
do
fine
we,
to
do we
burn
care?
it at this
We're
point.
good. Okay.
Let's just,
cool.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be relevant.
Okay.
So,
Never mind.
Are you? Are you all right to go this evening?
Off book. This would be without a long rest. and we would just go. Okay.
We'd long rest there probably.
Long rest there. Okay, cool. Not like I'm full health and I've only used one spell, but I am planning on using one later.
Sure.
But either or, we could be good.
I mean, I'm out of Wheel Woe. We could give it another day, but at this point,
okay.
I have
think
most of
that'd
my
be
spell
worth
slots, and I'm thinking in general, we don't know what the future holds.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so we go. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Uh,
goes into their super secret handshake.
You guys have that like hushed conversation on the carriage.
I hear it.
Oh, you're in the undercarriage with Sven on a rocky thing.
I think
hurtling through the forest.
journey is long enough that they find a moment that
We
you
could
are
have found
thoroughly distracted.
somewhere.
It does take you a little bit of time just navigating all the crazy turns you take. You guys pass Brickton. You see the city rising up on the horizon. You are not headed there. It's basically on your left as you walk east, a little bit north of you. You do get to a point on the road where you are crossing over like an open passage road. I'm gonna roll another luck check. You guys have had a very lucky journey thus far.
Bring it up.
I'm gonna roll a d12. You want a 1 through 6. Really
Okay.
don't want
A 12.
11 or 12.
Okay, let's go for 3. That's a cute, sexy number.
That is, you gotta be kidding me, a 6. You happen to cross the road at a point where there's just like a family of, like just a family of toads playing banjo. Bing, 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 bing. And they're just like, hi, friend. And they just keep heading down to Brickton, like, we're a family band. And all the little.
Too good for your Chavez.
It's like the mom's holding 2 tadpoles in her arms, and all the kids are like playing like very simple percussion instruments. And
Joey throws like a bag of 10 coins in them.
Thank you very much, miss.
And they are all
Who's
played
playing
by
spoons?
Nick Williams.
They are all played by Nick Williams. There's one old grandpa toad, like a horned toad, like playing spoons.
Nice. He's Marty. That's Marty.
That's Marty. 100%.
That's Marty Abby Snyder. Ignore the horse noises. That took me by surprise.
There's also a horse banjo. It's a little bit further down.
I'm their
Is
uncle,
there-
but not related. You know what I mean? Like just like a family friend. You guys find a patch just outside roughly where Bryony said he would wait. After about, let's say that travel for about 16 or 17 hours. With that exceptional land vehicles check, you guys get to roughly where you're trying to get to. It looks like it's probably another like 5 or 6 hour journey south down to where you're supposed to get to. Let's have this be a survival check with advantage from either Nesbit or Zaza. Whichever one of you has the better bonus, you could be helping each other.
Wait, could we not have stopped in the forest to bury Henry?
We're still in the
Henry.
forest. We're still
in the
inland.
forest.
Yeah. We have
Okay.
we crossed a road to get to more forest.
Okay.
So yeah, as we're setting up camp, this is a perfect time to take care of that.
Great.
Okay. I'll go.
Should I
I'll
just
do
start
it.
digging? I'm gonna start. Oh.
We can find a place in a moment. Let's just do the survival check first.
Okay, from either me or
From either you or Zaza.
Dang it,
That's right.
John.
Gotcha. With advantage, you said?
Yes. So Zaza helping Nesbit in that case.
Okay. 23.
You pretty quickly find Bryony's tracks and notice that there is some smoke on the horizon. He is starting a small bonfire as you come up on his camp. Didn't even need to send a message or nothing. Sorry, that's not his voice. Didn't even need to send a message or nothing. Got confused about who I was for a second. Sorry, if you saw earlier, I tripped on a bucket, really gave myself a ringer, and I've just been speaking like that sporadically. Hopefully it's not permanent. Anyway, just wondering, how did you find me? Thought we were careful enough not to leave any tracks.
Nesbit is very good at what he does.
Block his thing.
All right. Well, great to see you. I had no problems on the trip over. If you're welcome to take camp with me, I didn't expect to meet you here.
Say,
Can I do an investigation
George,
check or something?
Yeah,
Or
you can do an
what
investigation
the
check.
freak is going on? This is
Uh,
weird, right? No.
Can I also, Brani, I'm sure we would have shared this with him. How does the berries taste?
What are you talking about?
How does the berries taste?
Is this some sort of joke or something?
Okay, team meeting. Would we have shared that fucking code with him? Would
Of
he
course
know?
we would have.
We
He
would
was
have,
back
right?
here then. Wasn't he with
Yes.
us then?
Why are we all huddling?
Okay, I
Oh,
rolled an 8. I rolled an
This
8,
isn't
but I'm already
fucking Briny.
suspicious.
This
So
Rolled
is
an
fucking
8?
Briny.
yeah.
It's Bryony.
No.
Um,
This is Briny.
Can I, George, can I do an
uh,
Arcana check?
I would like to do a religion check on
It's
You
him.
not
do an
fucking
investigation
Bryony,
check.
y'all.
Are you guys
I
trying to like
would
see if
not-
it's like it's an illusion?
Yeah.
That's
sort
an
of.
I'm trying to
investigation.
see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if something is clouding him because he is such a like religious to the mother.
Go
If
ahead and
there
make
is,
a So it's interesting. I can't give you like a person verification. That like it's them specifically. I should have been a little more specific with Bonnie. You're not seeing her as a black hole standing in front of you. You are knowing the person Bonnie Tinder is that. It's not like a verifier.
Oh, I know. I know that. So I'm
trying.
trying to see if his aura, if something's different about it, and if so, if I can sense, like maybe it's a, you know.
There's nothing there that I have for you. No mechanic ability I can give you.
Okay.
That's fair.
Can Zaza be like, oh, I guess this is Briny, but then can she
Oh.
give him a good sniff or something?
Joey's gonna pop a detect thoughts. Also,
Detect thoughts,
Oh.
surface thoughts.
yeah.
Good call, Jack.
Bryony's mind is relatively clear, but he's really confused by, he's like, berries. That's his surface thoughts. Do you want to probe deeper and go for the wisdom save? Okay, what's the wisdom save?
Zaza is standing right behind him, over him, like sniffing him as she's doing this.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
Roll, yeah, just like with your 8 investigation check, he's like, what's going on? Everything all right?
I'm just standing.
I'm gonna and cast detect magic.
Subtle.
Detect magic. Let me see something really quick. So immediately,
the speed at which you all get 3 checks off before
Unreal.
and either game
Anything
or I
has
can
even
say
been
anything.
We have
said.
not said. I said like, huh, and then it was.
As soon as he didn't know the code, I mean, alarm bells. Woo, woo, as
Well, I
soon
mean,
as
this
that-
sure, for
sure.
we are people of action.
Action.
Oh, it's so funny.
you cast detect magic, and you just see Bryony standing there. Doesn't appear to be any magic on him.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is reminding me of that forest spirit so bad. Or it's reminding Zaza of it, so she's pissed.
What's again? What was that whole thing about the berries that you mentioned?
Oh, we had just silly me. I must have. There was a code that we had used. I thought in the past. Perhaps we had not mentioned it to you.
Oh no! Oh right, the code. I'm sorry. It's been such a. I'm so sorry. It was stressful when we crossed the road to come here. We had Armada soldiers greet us on the way, and Right now, actually, the old girl's just down getting a little drink at a little pond. It's a little bit further east. But we're ready to go whenever you are. I can just call her here.
Can I roll an insight check on everything that just came out of his
Sure,
mouth?
you can absolutely do that.
Yeah,
don't,
Joey kind of wants to
like-
go to the bathroom and then go invisible and then go to the pond.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, but I'm gonna wait first for the.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
I don't like
Sago
anything.
just squeezes Nesbitt's shoulder a little
He
bit.
seems a little unsure. It's been a little bit of a weird interaction up front, but he does seem a little uneasy now.
He
So
seems
hard to gauge.
okay.
George.
Just
George.
Yes.
Zaza
go ahead.
rolling a
Dylan.
medicine check on D20.
This just canonically,
Yes.
this happened before, because this is what I was trying to say long time ago. This happened right when he said the words, well, how do you track us? Happened right then. Nesbit would have tried to make an insight check on, that sounded interesting. Was it an easy track? Like, was it, like, I rolled really high, but was it a really easy thing
This
to
is a
track?
very easy track.
Okay.
Huge divots.
Making huge divots.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nesbit.
In that,
Dylan.
so it wasn't, so like Nesbit knew, wasn't at all. So can I make an insight check or a survival check? Knowing Bryony, have I known him to cover his tracks better?
Interesting. I don't think you know Brian. I don't think you've been exposed to Bryony's like tracking habits.
That version of.
Yeah, fair.
So tough to say. Roll an insight check for me.
Okay, totally fair.
I also have a couple more things I want to do.
19.
Bryony seems like a guy who would take great care to not find himself in a situation that compromised him after having been so taken advantage of
Right,
on his own. That doesn't mean that he's not manipulatable
right.
by another person, but he is like a guy who's been burned before, clearly. Somebody stole his little ladybug.
I'll just say, Bryony.
You know what? Thinking about that,
Okay.
no.
that's an interesting thing.
I'm scared.
There's no ladybug here.
Right. He says,
I-
that's what he's saying, that's down by the pond, but isn't here.
Well, they had to, who's he talking about? Because he came here with a
He's-
beetle pulling his cart.
Right, he's implying some kind of a beetle. When he says the old girl, right?
Can I? Okay, I never use this, but as an action, I can detect good and evil, and I get that 8 times per long rest. So
Yeah, so detect evil and good is not necessarily like detect hostility, but it is detect like celestial fiend, undead, and all that stuff.
or anything affected by the Hallow spell. I have no idea what that
Great.
is. Just within 60
you,
feet.
You do that. You just do that within 60 feet of Bryony. Nothing comes up.
Okay,
Zaza?
great.
We're throwing so much public magic around.
He's just like,
whoever
why
this
are you
is."
all? Listen, are we worried about things in general here? What's going on?
No, we're not worried. Sorry, Bryony. We're just a little on edge.
High five. Akana goes to high five him and uses one of her cleansing touches.
What
which
does cleansing
ends
touch
one-
do?
It uses. It ends a spell on affecting a creature.
Cleansing touch. That's a very
Yeah, be
interesting
more specific
wording.
about that.
Yeah, you can use your action to end one spell on yourself or on one willing creature that you touch 7 times per long rest.
On one willing
Willing
creature.
I'll
Yeah,
know
I
if
mean,
he
you
becomes
high
unwilling,
five
though.
his ass, you expend that ability, and nothing happens. He high fives you.
Five his ass.
What's going on? What's happening? Everybody's freaking out.
Okay,
Everyone is acting very weird.
No. Everything is totally fine. We're just, wondering how you're doing, and
I'm great, but we have somewhere to go, don't we?
okay, no, here's the thing. Bryony,
Yes.
you left very obvious tracks.
Yes.
You
I know that you found me.
But then you asked me, how did we find you?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. 20.
Bryony's poker face breaks. And what is your passive perception, everyone? -5, please.
-5.
Minus
Yes.
5.
Oh.
Oh.
7.
Not Zygo. Actually, yes, Zygo as well.
12,
Zygo as well. I'm so
12.
sorry.
Wait, George, I'm still gonna have detect thoughts up also.
100%.
Passive.
Does she detect a thought when his poker face drops?
Detect. Salt is literally what he says in his head.
13.
14.
13, 14. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh my god!
shit.
See,
We
okay, it
have to
wasn't for
bury our
nothing.
friend.
It was not for nothing. Jeez, Loez.
Ooh, 13.
Fuck, that was horrible. 9.
Nat 20.
There it
Wow.
is.
Oh my god.
Insane.
Nesbit flat out kills whatever is waiting for us.
Zygo.
16.
And
11.
Joey.
11.
Heart rate's so high.
And Zaza has a hand on his shoulder, like, "Oh wow, buddy, it's so good to see you."
I'm just touching Hermione.
That is not the case. I think you're near him for sure, but he
Zaza's
is.
put him in a headlock just to be
he
like,
is,
"Oh, it's good to see you, bud."
Bryony
Remember
in
when
a
we used
much,
to do this all the time?
Bryony in a much different voice yells, "No!" And Bryony immediately discards the mask
It
that he
is.
throws off to the side.
There it is.
Detect magic does not work on those masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would have been, what's the point otherwise,
Right, they would
right?
have realized that.
So, throws the mask off. You hear of somebody getting teleported to your location
Oy, oy, oy.
in that instant.
How do they know our...
Who is it? Who's under the mask?
They know the location because this fake Bryony was at this
here.
location and was being if they know where it is, they can teleport there.
Okay.
So as
Yeah,
soon
yeah.
as he goes
Someone
dark,
must have been on the path to Belsantium, maybe knowing their
there's
even if they
a
don't know
there's a
who we are.
complicated ambush happening right now. This is immediately it hits you like, well, not necessarily the most obvious because you guys are exceptionally intuitive. You clock this, but this would have been like an absolute ringer for ordinary folk. This trap, right off the bat, with a nat 20 and an additional action for the turn, Nesbit. With a nat 20, you are not surprised
Zygo also cannot be surprised
because of the alert feat, so you are not surprised. The rest of you, yep.
Would like to remind you that all terrain is difficult for enemies within 30 feet, and every time they move 5 feet, they take
Thank you.
1d4 damage. So just
Amazing. That is
Yes.
not going to come into play yet, but that is good to know in general.
way will it.
It will affect Bryony, that guy,
Yes.
who is not Bryony at all. He is actually a 6'5" ox.
Right.
Cute.
Wait, so my hand on his shoulder. goes
Zaza,
like,
your hand was always up here, and you just think the illusion magic was like effing you up a little bit. Thank you. The spell disguise self. Really quick. Let me just calculate this. Nesbit, no longer surprised because of your nat 20. You just get that bad feeling. Also, it's your thread that you're following to like catch him in the lie. Go ahead and take your turn. You hear with that nat 20 initiative. I'm also going to say you hear 5 pops from around you, as if 5 creatures have suddenly kind of hit the tree line in all directions around you. You cannot see them now because they are covered in brush.
Okay. So I can't see any of them.
You cannot see them. That's right, but you do know generally where they are.
Okay. And I that was the teleportation sound we can
Yes.
assert, like that was what it was. Okay.
Yes. The
Okay, so we don't. It doesn't feel like, or I mean, I know that this is something to say. It doesn't seem or feel like Boris just came here, right? I don't see Boris Niles just chilling.
That's a good cue. You don't see Boris Niles anywhere. He hasn't made any kind of big entrance or anything.
Which he likes to do.
Yeah.
Like he loves being dramatic. That
He does love an
stupid
entrance.
boy. He loves an entrance. Oh
I
my gosh,
will,
biggest ego.
I will take a sharpshooter shot. I'll just take my crossbow out and take a sharpshooter shot at this ox since it's the only one that's here.
Right in front of you.
Yeah, right in front of me.
Go ahead.
Well, I will bonus action Hunter's Mark him first, and then I'll do it.
Got it.
I don't know why I was about to roll with advantage. Don't have it.
Holy cow,
that is
Yeah,
21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Okay. This is my first shot of the day.
Yeah.
So make a strength save.
That is a 27.
Jesus. Yeah, that saves it. That is going to be 14 points of damage on the first hit. No,
14 points of damage on the
24
first?
points of damage, sharpshooter.
24 on the first. Jesus.
I'll just shoot again.
Yeah.
And I can't, and I really can't see anyone in the trees. Like, I can't even target them, basically.
You could target the space that you think they're at, but you could not, you can't see them.
Okay, cool.
You heard where they boomed to.
Okay, that is going to be a, rolling hot. Okay, that is a 24 to hit.
100% hits.
Okay, I will also pump Gathered Swarm into this for damage. Okay. That's 11. That's 10. That is 31 points of damage.
31 points of damage. Insane.
Yes.
Holy shit. He is bloodied.
Okay.
He's gonna.
And he makes that strength save. So the vines explode out. He bursts through them. He immediately, takes out two big-looking butcher's blades, large cleavers.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little bit of a flash of hearing and seeing the shape of those cleavers come out, Zygo, of just a shock, but then realize that they're more made for combat. They're just more reinforced. They're not like butcher knives, but just a little bit of a moment there. Nesbit, anything else? Bonus actions have been taken?
Yeah, and I got a nat 20 on initiative, so I do it
So,
again.
action number 2, you're doing it again?
Well, do I get another... Is it another
Action.
turn? Another action.
No, another action.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just attack again.
Okay, so
Two more attacks,
immediately...
right?
Yeah, when he goes, no! Just immediately Nesbit is... It's mid-fire.
A full other attack action, right? 2 more attacks?
Yes, a whole nother attack action, so 2 more attacks. That's
okay,
right.
Both sharpshooter again.
Anything that's once on your turn, you can't do again, but
Right,
once
right.
per, yeah.
Right, of course. That is 20 flat.
20 does hit, yes.
Okay. Hell yeah.
You're gonna kill this guy in one shot. It's gonna be
I
insane.
really want that to happen. Oh wow, and I'm rolling really big damage. That is.
Did they all the mages make charisma saves
That's
to not
23
become
points of
very
damage.
scared?
Okay,
that
got
one.
it. He's still up.
It's a nat 20.
Jesus.
Just let's roll the damage. Let's hear it.
Oh my
Dylan.
god.
That's double the dice with Hunter's Mark. Oh, boom, baby. Oh shit. That's 10. That is 17. That is
Describe it for me.
37 points of damage.
Describe it.
Nesbit just has the thread and thinks it's one of 2 options. Either Briny made his tracks easy to follow because he needed help, or it wasn't Briny. The second that he knows it's not Briny, just isn't surprised at all before he even says, the words, and just walks forward to take his place, knowing that his body is going to go down.
Just immediately in that guy's location,
Yeah, just
walking amidst the vines that have thrusted up underneath your feet as Akana's staff activates around you, and the vines part as your steps move forward into that guy's space. However, we do have several surprised members of the party, and as such, the assassins in the trees are going to take turns first. They are next in the initiative order as well. We are about to take a bathroom break, but before we do that, let's resolve this, and then we will take a little break mid thing, 100%. Here they come.
What
First
was your
attack.
initiative, Zygo?
16.
I'm gonna roll a dice to see who I'm targeting here. The first attack is going to be on Akana.
Fair. I'll take it.
That is a 24 to hit.
That will hit, yeah.
Okay. Sorry guys, this is a lot of damage. Oh. Jesus.
You're rolling a lot of
He's rolling a
dice.
lot of dice.
Like, what's
you
happening?
You take 55 piercing damage.
From what?
And just take
An assassin.
an assassin's bolt.
A
Gets
bolt, one
fired.
bolt.
Yeah.
This is assassin
One
rogues,
bolt
dude. They
perfectly
do crazy
aimed.
damage on surprise.
Feel it get like a vital part of what's going on. This is an assassinate feature. Spirit Shield can only be used if you are not surprised. As a reaction, you cannot do that. Akana, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw, which I think you're gonna obliterate, but I do need you to make it still.
Okay. Great, but 16?
That's a failure.
Yeah.
Wow. That's okay, 16 points of poison damage, and you are paralyzed.
No. Ugh.
That's the first attack of
Oh, that's sucks. I'm bloodied.
Dude. What the hell?
next target is going to be this is going to be Nesbit. This is a 28 to hit you. This is going to be I have a faster way to roll these dice. I'm so sorry.
I'm
gonna
not surprised. So
That's true. He's not surprised, so they
You're
wouldn't
not
get the
surprised.
double damage.
So this is not a crit. Huge. That's huge. Okay. You take 18 points of piercing damage. No, excuse me. I'm so
Much
sorry.
better.
I'm so sorry. You take 22 points of piercing damage. And after that 22, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You can add a Akana's bonus, which I believe is plus 7.
7.
Yeah.
26.
That succeeds.
Oh wait, even more. But yeah.
Even more. You take 9 points of poison damage and nothing else happens.
Damn.
Next attack is going to be on Zaza. That is a 24 to hit, or excuse me, a 26 to hit Zaza.
That hit.
Okay, this is going to be a critical hit. Zaza, you only take 35 points of piercing damage. Make a
So I
Constitution.
can't spirit shield myself?
You are surprised, so you can't take reactions right now.
Not at all.
Is that halved already? Oh, she's not raging.
No,
That
no.
is
What
not
was-
halved.
Sorry,
Uh,
31.
31 points,
She's
unhalved.
not raging.
You're not raging, so it's not halved. And now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You can add an additional +7 for being near Akana.
19.
19 does succeed. That is
Oh,
going to be...
it's actually more.
It was way more.
Oh,
It was
way more.
26.
26. You take 8 points of poison damage and nothing else happens. We have 2 more attacks to resolve, and then we're going to take a little break.
Wait, you said 8 points? 8 points?
8 points of poison damage, so a total of 43 points of damage to you.
Okay.
Next attack is going to be a 26 on Zygo. You are
I'm
not
also
surprised.
Not surprised.
You are not surprised. Still advantage, unfortunately.
Are they within 30 feet of me?
They
'Cause
are
if
not
so-
within 30 feet. They're not within
Okay.
30 feet. I also had that thought. Still not as bad as it could be. You take 23 points of piercing damage and make that Constitution save for me.
Okay.
7?
Plus 7 to whatever I rolled.
Yes.
25.
Amazing. You take 6 points of poison damage. Nothing else happens.
Love it.
Joey, with your detect thoughts up, you first of all, you have detect thoughts up as that guy dies, and it's not the greatest thoughts to hear.
Oof.
So you're kind of shaken from that, and as your surprise manifests, this is a 23 to hit you. You are surprised. We're gonna roll these. That is 30 points of piercing
muted.
damage. You're muted, Jackie,
I can't uncanny dodge this because
you are surprised.
Can't take
You
reactions.
take 30 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You can add the +7.
Right, I have a really high confidence. So this
Famous last words.
okay,
Zach.
actually I'm okay though. That's with the +7, I'm at 19.
11 points of poison damage, and nothing else happens.
Wait, I'm actually higher because I didn't add.
It's still going to be 11 points. Of
It's
Still going to be
poison
11, but
damage.
that's great. So that is a success. So after the assassins go, we will come back on Zygo's turn after we take a short break for the bathroom. Don't go anywhere.
Woo.
I set upon the ship at dawn. I wouldn't dare be late. Abilities were
Wicked.
Welcome, everyone, as the players find themselves ambushed in the woods outside of Brickton. The assassins have just taken their toll. Quite a few very exacting hits, some of which are dealing most of which are dealing more than 30 damage a pop, with some additional poison damage on top. Akana, arguably the party's most pound for pound, like highest level character, most HP, craziest magic items, etc., has been paralyzed and is unable to move in the middle of this combat. We are now, having just finished the assassin's turn, moving to Zygo with the alert feature, is not surprised and will take his turn as normal. Zygo.
Zygo immediately is going to light this forest up as he wild shapes into his starry form. Bonus action. Can I now see all these guys in the trees with 120 feet of blind sight?
120 feet of blind sight makes every single one of the assassins hiding in the trees, all of whom are approximately 100 feet away from you. They are hitting you with large longbows that are...
They're 120 feet away from us.
They're 100 feet. 100 feet.
100 feet away. Holy shit.
100 feet away, just on like perched, elevated positions in trees surrounding you.
How far would you say they are from each other?
Very spread out. So they're at like basically even points.
30 feet from each other? 50 feet from each other?
No. More than 60 feet away from each other.
Got you. Then that other thing I wanted to maybe
quite
do
spread
won't
out.
work. That's fine. Man, at that distance, there's not going to be a whole lot I can do to them. So, Zygo will, as he lights up, they are very far away, all up in the trees. See what you can do to them, and will clap and blast his hands out to the side and cast Mass Cure Wounds on his party. At 5th level.
You're my favorite person. And all healing doubles.
And all healing doubles.
All healing doubles, and Akana's... I'm pretty positive we're all getting up to full, but let's roll the healing. Let's do it.
That is 22 doubled to 44 healing
44
for everyone.
points of healing.
I love you.
Anyone else still below max?
Me.
Oh,
Amazing. Zygo will. I wonder if I can do this as. I think it is whenever I cast a healing spell. I just want to double check. Yep, when you cast a spell that restore hit points. Zygo will also use the Chalice feature to give another 2d8 plus 5 doubled to Akana, which is going to be 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 5 is 14, another 28 healing to Akana.
Gorgeous.
And that is his turn.
what?
Go, you son of a beast.
So what happens is all of the assassins just like deal lethal blows to all of you, and then you just see all of your throats just like immediately get pierced by bolts. Your heart gets pierced, and Zygo is already in the middle as he sees Nesbit moving forward and just putting bolts into this guy's chest, has already started the healing magic, and all of the bolts just like pass directly through, and the hole immediately heals.
Oh god.
Fuck yeah. A little bit of starlight covering along the scar.
Oh my god. That's completely insane.
If there is any tree cover from where I can see them between me and them, even to get like a half cover, Zygo will then try to move behind.
Okay, got it. You will go behind some tree cover, take some cover. We then go to the next person in the order, who is Akana. Akana is surprised and is no longer able to do anything, but you may make a Constitution saving throw at the end of this turn. And you get a little healing if that's relevant.
It is not. I'm now.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and make a
Gratefully.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Please. Be good.
Probably.
19?
19. You are no longer paralyzed at the end of
Oh,
your turn.
thank goodness.
Um,
Okay, great.
Okay, then we've got Joey.
That's huge.
You are
Yeah.
no longer surprised. Then we have Zaza. You are no longer surprised. Then we go back to the top of the order for Nesbit.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
So do
I
I
know.
see any of them, or are they completely hidden from my view?
They are completely hidden from your view. They're heavily obscured.
Okay, but I knew basically where they were.
Rough
so
location,
I would just
yeah.
basically be shooting at disadvantage. Or
Yes.
no,
I also
can't.
I said in the
I'm
trees
gonna-
I can see them.
Or is heavily obscured. I can't see them. Like, I
Zygo
can't
being able to
attack them.
point them out to you, you will be able to take shots. They will be at disadvantage, and they will probably have substantial cover bonuses.
Okay, cover bonuses don't matter for me, but I would be at
Amazing.
disadvantage.
Insane.
Fucking sharpshooter.
So yeah, I'm just going to go like the.
How much light are you giving off, Gabe?
I have to double check every time. I think it is 10 feet of bright, 10 feet of dim.
Okay,
but let me double
thank
check.
you. Got it.
I believe. Yeah, I'll just go for like the furthest one to the left,
Okay.
and just attack, not sharpshooter,
Mm-hmm.
at disadvantage.
10 feet bright, 10 feet dim, George.
Okay.
That is a 24 to hit.
Okay, roll damage.
Also, bonus action, I would. Well, I can't see them, so I wouldn't do that. Okay, roll damage. Okay, that is. So that is 7 plus 5, 12 points of damage.
Okay, got it. Bolt fires out.
Does it hit anything, or do I not get any sense of that?
What's your passive perception? Not a disadvantage.
18.
You don't hear any like receiving like ah or anything like that on the other end, but you do hear like a thump as it thuds into something.
Oh, well, this is annoying because I have the feature of if I hit something.
Mm-hmm.
So if I used a gathered swarm and it didn't hit anything, would it just be a waste of that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to shoot again.
Okay.
And listen for a scream.
Yeah. Listen for the hit.
That is a... I'm rolling insanely high on disadvantage. That is a 25 to hit.
Jesus, Dylan.
If I...
Roll attack
yeah.
or roll damage.
These things have mirror image up. I just know it meta. But I'm not gonna say it. I know what it is, but I'm not gonna play it that way. I hate it. 11 points of damage. Did it hit
Okay.
it?
No response.
Okay, cool. I hear no response.
Unsure if those are good. Zygo, you do see from like if you're like corresponding with Nesbit in this moment, you could point out to Nesbit that he's on target and the mages seem unaffected. And just to you got it, Dylan. Yes, there's some.
You are
something
shooting.
going
It seems
on.
like you are shooting them, but not really.
Nesbit knows because Nesbit would hear screams. He knows what happens when he hits something. Nesbit is going to gathered swarm and move himself 5 feet and give himself half cover. Cause fuck.
Hell yeah. Hell, because fuck me. I love that. Let me see something here. First attack from the assassins coming back around is going to be on Akana, and it's a full miss. Second attack is on Nesbit, and that's a miss. No chance. 17's not going to beat your AC, right, Nesbit? Yeah, nope.
Especially not with half cover.
Zaza, second attack on you. That's going to be a 26 on Zaza.
That hits.
That hits. This is going to be not as bad as it was before, though. You were getting assassinate featured. That's not a thing anymore.
This one you can spirit shield because you have your reaction.
This one you can spirit shield. So this is going to deal. Do you want to spirit shield this? 19 damage.
Okay, so 3d6.
3d6.
Oh my gosh, that's 16.
16. So the bolt that's going right for your chest just stops like not even a centimeter in, and you just like pull it out as the magic slows it down. Completely insane. The tip of the poison does get you though. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Okay, at 22.
You are totally fine. You are going to take 15 points of poison damage.
Still.
Yeah, you get a bad dose of it, and you are still taking this poison damage even through your undeath. Okay, last attack, I believe. We have Hannah, we've gotten Nesbit, we've gotten... here comes Zygo, floating up in the air. That's a 20... behind a tree. Does a 26 hit you?
Yeah, even with half cover, yeah.
Even with the half cover. That is a 16 damage for you, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 20 piercing damage, and go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Jesus, 20 piercing damage. Am I near Arcana still?
I think so, right? Would you have not? Would you have left that area?
No, it's an 11 though.
Okay, 11.
Yeah.
You only take 10 poison damage, but you do feel your muscles seize as you are paralyzed in the tree.
Yeah.
And then Joey. This is a 21 to hit you. Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw for me. You are going to take 18 points of piercing damage. You are muted, Jack.
But yes, you can uncanny.
Can I
dodge it.
uncanny? Thank you, Doc.
Yes, you can uncanny dodge it. So 18 half to 9.
And that would be. Am I still near enough to Cano?
Yes.
I Cano. That's going to be a 30-20.
Okay, 13 points of poison damage and nothing else. So that's a total, and I think you would have the poison damage too, technically, right? So that, right? Would you on uncanny dodge? I think,
Yeah,
right?
it
So
would
it's
all
just
be
one attack.
one attack.
So that would be another 6. So a total of 15 damage that turn.
Great.
And you are not paralyzed. Now we get back to you guys will actually be able to take your turn after Zygo. It's your turn first. Oh, paralyzed. Go ahead and make that con save for me.
Zygo's starry form also drops immediately because incapacitated drops it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the con save, sorry, was way off the table. And also killed my lights, but it was a natural 17 plus a lot of stuff.
Plus a lot of stuff. You are no longer paralyzed at the end of your turn, but that does shock you out of your starry form. We go now to Akana.
So far away.
Akana, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm kind of at a loss. Do I know where one is based off of where Nesbit was shooting and...
You could trace Nesbit's general area where he's shooting for sure.
I don't really know what to fucking do. Okay.
Dodge action's also an option.
That feels so passive. I'm not used to being passive.
I mean, we're 120 feet.
Yeah, and you're
100 feet. 100 feet.
100 feet. I know. All my spells are 120 feet. That would hit them, George. That's why I keep saying 120.
That's why I'm just clarifying, because you guys they are within
and they're
range.
just gonna stay there. Why
And
would
they're
they
spread
come?
way out.
Okay. Whatever. In the where Nesbit, Gabe's saying what he said, and Nesbit saying what he said, or doing what he did. I'll throw a moonbeam 100 feet in that direction.
Okay. You throw a moonbeam right over there.
Yeah, like where Nesbit hit and where Gabe,
Got
using
it.
all the information.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Moonbeam. Blasts roughly over there. We'll see on the top of their turn if one of them is there, if they react and have to make that save. Anything else? That's your action?
Yeah. Team, would you rather me stay close so you get my bonus to stuff, or should I try to, run out and find one?
I think, outside the game, I would prefer everyone have the bonus.
Right, then I'll stay. That's it.
Losing turns.
I feel like they might come close too, but I could be
doubt
wrong.
I doubt it. Why would they?
All right.
Okay.
Okay, then for now I will stay. Maybe can I get behind a thing for
Half cover?
stuff?
Yeah, you guys,
Yeah.
at any point, if you guys want to move behind half cover, you can get to the trees. As soon as you've done that, you can always assume your AC is +2 as you get behind, all these, the trees and brush and stuff.
Can
I do
anyone
that.
ever stand behind me for half cover?
Yes, you guys can use each other as half cover.
Wait, that's
Joey being small, you could argue for 3/4 cover if you, do something funky, like if you get on someone's back or something. Or go on someone's front, but that's, specific scenario. But yeah, if you guys are just, in each other's way, yeah, you can use half cover. You can get in front of people.
Okay. Cool. I'll get in front of Joey behind a tree.
Okay, got it.
Also, what is Sven doing? Does Sven have a turn? I don't think we ever rolled for him.
That's right, we didn't roll for Sven. I think maybe Sven stayed with the carriage, but
But we're by. He's our little magic far-dealing boy, so.
so I think he's like in the bottom of the carriage right now, and I'm gonna roll a quick initiative for Sven. Okay, got it. But next up is Joey.
Cool. Boomf. Joey's fur, one by one, starts to disappear as she fully turns invisible. Bonus action, she twists the purple stone, calling forth an invisible shadow blade. Then she's
really quick.
Am I not yet?
I
I can't.
Are we
They're
ruling
both
that
concentration,
Yeah.
right?
double
Okay.
concentration spells? Yeah.
She doesn't do the shadow blade. She
But
pulls out her-
preps for it to like get ready to come out.
No. She pulls out her rapier instead, but that's not a bonus action. She's just doing
just an object interaction. Got it.
It's an object interaction. Then she's going to, as she holds the rapier, the jellyfish in her arm is going to burn red, the color of blood, and it's almost going to drip blood down in the shape of tentacles as she takes 1d6 of necrotic damage and gains her gains her blood boon for next action or whatever. And then finally, fully invisible, she's maybe gonna fly towards where the arrow came from.
The one that targeted you, or where the
Yeah.
moonbeam? Okay, got it. So you go after like the one that's targeting you specifically.
Yeah, but like I don't know if
Okay.
I have to also roll a stealth check for that or how that works, but I am invisible.
Okay, Joey takes off in like the moonbeam lights in one direction. Joey takes off in the opposite direction, going after the bolts that are coming towards her. Invisible, in the darkness, completely insane. Then we go to Zaza. It's your turn.
Okay. So she was touching this guy. Is this guy? The guy has moved.
So the guy
He's dead.
has taken
Oh, yeah, he died.
He's dead.
Nesbit massacred his
Killed him.
ass.
Killed him hard.
Killed him so hard.
Yeah, so hard.
Okay. So then he died. So she was so shocked. So she was like, "What the fuck?" She's raging.
Zaza just screams.
Yeah.
Where are you
Very
taking
good.
after?
I
What's your
guess I
bonus?
saw a moonbeam go off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go over there.
Okay, you tear off towards the moonbeam where the light is going. As you run off, it's going to take your. You have 50 feet of movement speed or 60 feet?
I have 60 feet.
60 feet. So it is going to take you a dash action to get all the way there. Are you down to use your action to dash and get all the way to this thing?
Oh God. Okay, I saw Dylan shaking his head, so now I'm scared.
No. Do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do.
know,
This is no
I
bearing
know.
on you. No bearing on you.
I know, but it scares me. Okay, so yeah, that's what Zaza's gonna do because Zaza literally can't do anything.
When you dash towards the guy in the trees, you see that his form is rippling with like this illusory presence. It does appear that only one like little copy of himself is left. He is bathed in moonlight that he is like shielding his eyes from, firmly in the center of the radiant circle.
Great. Okay, so she's gonna scream that out and say, "Yeah, like good job, it got him, but it's like a copy of him." Yeah.
Communicate like the Senate, absolutely. So you guys
Yeah.
know what's going on over there. That is Zaza's turn. Now we are going to go over to Nesbit. It is your turn.
Okay. Nesbit is going to, just keep shooting the thing. Nesbit has one goal.
Yep.
Yep. Same one. Wow. Christ. So that is not sharpshooter. Kind of wish it was, but that is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
Disadvantage.
Does it hit?
Unreal, man.
10 points of damage if I hear a scream.
Let me see. Just have to check. No scream.
Come on.
Damn
Really,
it.
really, all of them. I hit every single one of the mirror images.
Yep.
Wow.
Zaza, you see another
Must be
bolt
nice.
past this guy, and that copy of himself disappears. Poof.
Can I say that?
Yep. Yeah. You call back out like you didn't get him, but you got the other one.
Yeah.
Nesbet, you know you got one target
Fuck it,
left.
I'm gonna sharpshooter it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Playing with fucking fire, man.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm literally fine. Rolling insane.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Nesbet's on
minus
one tonight.
22.
22 hits.
Does 22 hit?
22 hits.
Minus
Oh.
5 with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that was a 13 and a 16. No,
this
not
guy,
a 13 and a 16. That was a.
Zaza, you get up to the
whatever
light of this
22
guy,
is.
and he's just like,
Unreal.
it has like, he's like mid laughing as that last bolt, and he's like shielding his eyes from the light, and he pulls out a wicked looking dagger from his belt to face you, and then. I'm just so shocked. Go ahead and roll damage.
The first one, it was a 16 and a 19. First one was a 13 and a nat 20. Okay, that was a. Okay, so that's 10. 17 points of damage.
Got it.
Make a strength save.
17.
Okay, nothing happened.
How much damage?
17 points of damage.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And that's gonna be it.
And then Zaza just whispers, like watching this all happen. Get salt.
Get salted.
Get salt. Eat salt, you.
Eat salt, you shit.
It looks like you've really hurt his feelings. Like he's just like, and then you see that it's because his skin is bubbling as the moonlight sears his face as he fails his Constitution save. Hannah, roll that moonbeam damage for that guy. He fails the con save.
Hell yeah.
Incredible. Okay. Let me do that. Damage. 2d10. Psycho.
Yeah, no.
It's a rad.
It's going to take it.
We both use moonbeams.
2d10.
Fromage de moonbeam.
Okay, high on one, low on another. 11 damage.
11 damage. Got it. He is now bloodied.
Is he a shapeshifter?
He is
Shape
not.
changer?
He's not in any kind of illusion. Yeah. He is wearing actually Zaza. He's got a different mask on. He's got like a dark purple mask on. That is flat and has no features on it, unlike the golden carved mask that you did see Briny take off.
Can I put on my mask?
Oh god.
Zaza takes her mask and puts it on her
Everyone's
own
wearing
face,
masks.
and the guy sees him looking back at him as his face evaporates. He screams, "What are you doing to me?" That's completely insane.
Insane.
What that?
Jesus.
Oh man. Okay, and then 4 more attacks. Joey, you are invisible, but you are tearing through the trees, and this is a
I was
train.
gonna say I'm like ducking between trees.
For sure, you have plus
My
2.
high dexterity.
You can add 2 to your AC for taking like partial cover behind stuff.
Right.
But because we're not taking a stealth check, this assassin is tracing you through the trees. A straight roll is coming at you right now, not an attack at advantage. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That only does 12 piercing damage.
Oh wait. Do I have a +2? For
Yes,
partial
you
cover?
do have a +2.
Then it
Yeah.
does not hit me, George.
Okay, then you just duck behind a tree limb as this longbow thunks. The bolt thunks into the tree. You just duck around, continue your approach.
Actually, Joey would probably freeze there. Oh, am I allowed to? I can't choose.
No, it's.
I mean, it's not your turn. Don't worry about it.
Okay. never mind.
We'll get you're in movement. That's all we're just describing. Zaza, the one that's in front of you, lurches
Joey
out
takes
of the
2 attacks in
moonlight.
response.
holds the dagger up. Give me back my face! And just comes in for the stab. This is a 17 to hit you. Does that hit?
Oh no, it does not.
Okay. Woof. You avoid like a twisting stab. You just like sidestep out of the way as this guy's face is still bubbling off. You see this cheetah beneath who's like his fur is flecking away. Who haven't
If
we?
he came into my space, can I rip off his mask?
On your turn, you can.
Everyone's
Yes.
taking a lot of actions,
When it's your turn, if you want to like specifically disarm him, you could maybe try to do that as an attack and like take a penalty or something like that.
Maybe I will. I don't know.
Maybe you will. This guy's mask doesn't appear to be active anymore. Nesbit specifically wasted all of its effect. Let's do a quick thing here. So you totally misses you. Does an 18 hit you, Akana?
No.
Not even close.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you
Let's
are
not get
firmly
cocky
behind
now.
cover. Nesbit,
It felt good after I got taken to less than bloodied last turn.
Nesbit, this is a natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can I take an action to catch the air?
This is 32 points of piercing damage. And then go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
At 7.
Yeah, I actually am by.
I stayed for you.
Where's my die? It's add 7 plus whatever our normal save is.
Yeah,
Right?
plus
Yes.
whatever it would
Okay,
be.
so that's 21.
Okay, you do save. This is still doubled, however. So you take 21 more points of poison damage.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, see what happens when all of y'all are
hot
being
on that
cocky and
damage.
shit?
Yeah,
It
Nesbit
happens
gets
to me.
bumped.
Yeah, so I'm more than 30 feet away from him for the spirit shield.
You ran 60.
You
Yeah,
are,
you-
yes,
you
you
also-
ran.
you
You're
sprinted
all the way
away.
up there.
Or you ran
know.
100 feet, dude.
Yeah.
And then I believe we have one more attack coming to Zygo, correct?
Well, Zygo took his whole turn to burrow under the ground, so he now has full cover. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You've got me again.
Oh, that old ground trick.
Zygo, it's a 14 to hit you.
Yes.
Miss, easy miss. Okay, that is the assassin's turn from the trees. We go down to Zygo.
Cool. Zygo's eyes are going to go starry as he looks up to the heavens, and every single piece of information his grandfather has ever taught him spirals through his brain in a single second, and his spells switch. As he does that, he goes, "Thank you, grandfather," and will then cast Tree Stride and back into the tree behind him, coming out of a tree, any tree within 500 feet of the one he just entered. He is going to pick a tree because it only takes movement to do this. The action is to cast a spell, but then once it's cast, it's movement in and out of tree like you're walking. I'd love to pick a tree on the other side of the assassins, within 30 feet of one of them, but behind the tree so that he would have no line of sight on me, and I'd be far enough given the way you spaced them from any of the other ones.
Okay, got it.
So like the furthest most one to the left, and then 30 feet beyond him,
No problem.
and on the other side of a tree that he would see.
Roger that. Understood.
Holy shit.
Zygo just casts Tree Stride, disappears into a tree, and is gone. Completely insane. That is Zygo. Then we go to Akana.
Okay, so I will go ahead and move the moonbeam to the next shooter. So
You're
I
taking
can-
a different target.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
Okay. You know what? I'm not doing that. 14.
You have no idea where these guys might be in the trees around you. You remember
Okay.
where you got shot from. So you actually,
Yeah.
that's right. You could target the place where you got shot from. So you're gonna just like,
Yes, please.
how far can you move the moonbeam in one shot?
60 feet.
Okay, so you can only
Can
pull
I
the
dash the moonbeam?
If you want to dash the
Can I
moonbeam, you need
dash
to roll an
the
Arcana check and beat a 15, and if you don't, you're gonna dash the moonbeam onto yourself.
Oh fuck.
You're gonna pull it that hard to dash the moonbeam 20 feet past you on its way. If you fail the check, you will come a little short, and you will moonbeam yourself.
Okay.
Okay, roll an Arcana check,
Christ.
DC 15.
Why not?
You've accepted the gamble.
I've accepted the gamble. And if I do dash it, will it get to the guy?
Well, if you dash it, it will move 120 feet.
So yes. Okay, great.
Very confused. with
Aw,
the
13.
spacing of this right now.
13. Okay, hold
I'll
on.
take it.
Let's clarify this. So a 13. I think we're gonna go back on this and have you not even try the Arcana check, because I was under the anticipation you're trying to like go all the way back to you, right? Like, and hit the opposite guy. If you're just trying to move it like X amount of feet, like in an arc, you can also do that and just make a guess.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I'm just gonna roll a dice and see if you get lucky.
Yeah, George, because I thought what we were doing is that they were 100 feet away. She casted 100 feet away onto one of the shooters. We thought that there was like a tree line arc. They're all like, you said, around like 60 feet away. She's moving it from one tree to the next one.
To the next tree. Understood.
Yeah,
I was
that's what I
thinking
was thinking.
we're going all the way
Yeah.
across, which is why I was
No.
confused. Okay, 60 feet across, just taking a guess. Then I'm going to roll a dice. I'm not going to tell you the result.
And also, it's just like moving, so it doesn't have to stay in there. It's like
Yes.
if they're in it, right? Like if they
you-
get caught in
Yeah,
it.
you can move it 5 feet
No,
at a
it's good.
time, and you do get lucky, and you see the shadow of a mage illuminate.
Hell yeah.
Just in the
Yay!
tree, so you do get on one, and he becomes visible also.
Does it happen to be the one that I am within 30 feet of, or is it a
No,
different one?
that's a completely different one.
Love it. That's great.
This was basically, you guys are Zaza's fighting 1. The moonbeam is now on 2. Zygo is behind 5.
Love it.
Okay.
Just to give everybody a general idea of where we're spaced.
And Nesbit
Um,
is hit 1.
And Nesbit still hit 1. That's correct. 1 is bloodied.
One is
So
bloodied,
after Zygo, after Akana moves the moonbeam over, we have Joey.
Yes.
Oh, can I also yell to Nesbit, "You're doing great"? And does that give him anything?
It doesn't, but thanks. Good character moment. Joey, what are you doing?
I'm
While invisible.
heading towards the little arrow bullet. My question is, can I also roll stealth, or is that like an action or something?
Bonus action stealth check. You can absolutely do that.
Okay, bonus action stealth check is not super high, but it's okay because I still
You can roll with advantage. Tree cover, invisibility, nighttime.
That was even worse. But that's okay. It's a 19.
19.
Is that 7 plus 12?
7 plus 12. Okay, 19. You approach. What do you do as you fly up to where this mage is situated in the trees? Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
What do I see?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
I wish that I had Dylan's rolls tonight. That's 12.
You do not see this guy anywhere.
Who? Do I think he's maybe invisible?
Probably not, but it's hard to tell, right? He absolutely could be.
But I know vaguely
But if
where
he
the
just
bullet-
attacked you, he would have had to burn a spell to become invisible, unless he is greater invisible, which is possible.
Okay, Joey's just gonna fly to the spot that she thinks it is, and I'm happy to roll a luck check.
Do you want to
and-
ready in action if he appears?
Yes, which is
Okay.
an attack with my magical rapier, not my shadow blade.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something. Okay.
But
Got
I'd
it.
like to hide behind the tree. In the meantime.
Yes, you've rolled that 19 hide. You are hiding behind the tree. That is Joey. Then we go to Zaza. This guy is trying to stab the shit out of you. He's got this wicked-looking green dagger. Give me my face! What are you doing?
Ooh, I want that green dagger. Can I disarm him?
Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
That looks so cool.
With advantage.
So cool. Oh, advantage it is?
'Cause you're raging.
While you're
Oh.
raging, you're screaming and raging.
Oh, great. Well, it's 22.
Well, he botched. So you, he is like mid-stab, and you just like twist his arm and take the dagger from him.
Staring at
You
his
have
own
it now?
face.
Yeah.
That's one attack from you to disarm him.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to stab him.
Stab him with it. Go ahead.
What do I do? What do I roll?
Roll an attack. It's going to use either your strength or your dexterity, your choice. It is. You're going to. I guess you would have to know this for the roll. You are going to add a +1 bonus to this.
Okay, so what do I roll on my sheet though?
I think it would be the exact same as if you just attacked with your weapon, your
With
great
my-
axe.
Okay. Which I've been rolling as my maul. Oh god. Ugh. I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay.
My luck point's my choice.
You love your choice.
23.
23 hits. You're going to deal 1d4 damage plus your strength or dexterity modifier, whichever's higher.
Oh god. Okay, what is that? My strength or dexterity?
It's strength.
Strength. Yeah, plus
Definitely your
save.
strength is higher. Yeah.
I rolled a 2 on the 1d4.
Amazing. So you do like 7 or 8, you do like 6 damage to him as you just like stab him. Where do you stab him?
Oops, in the face. Oops.
In the face? You just like,
Oops.
you cut his cheek, and you just see from that he's and then black veins begin to spread, even like bulging around his fur. His eye goes dark from just like a hemorrhage at the site, and he drops dead in the ground.
Oh, that dagger was bad.
Damn.
I don't like that dagger.
Oh no.
Pretty
That
cool
is one
dagger.
dead assassin.
Okay. I got him! I got him!
And you're holding this dagger. Oh, hello, Bubba. Herman. Surprise,
Dylan
Herman.
is shook by that
Oh,
dagger.
that dagger's so bad.
That dagger's so bad. Yeah.
That is Zaza's attacks. Anything else you'd like to do, Zaza? Any movement you'd like to take?
Yeah.
You could run 60 feet over to the mage that is illuminated by the moonbeam right now and just follow after Akana's
That is what
light.
I'd like to do, yes.
Okay, waypoint marker established. 60 feet brings you adjacent to a guy who's like, it's so bright. And you just, holy shit! And you out of the trees. There is Zaza. We go back to Nesbit.
Does that mean I can surprise him?
No,
I
he's
know,
very
I
aware of
know.
you coming. He's
Okay.
very aware of you coming.
Still can't see this one, but the sharpshooter. Why not? Let's go.
Surprised by your speed. Okay.
No.
Which one are you attacking?
Isn't it the same one that I've been attacking? Number 1.
He's dead.
Oh,
That's the
number
one
one's
that
dead?
Zaza just evaporated
Oh,
into
that
face
was
of.
the
Stabbed
same
him.
one. Okay.
Yes, yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
we were attacking 2 different people. Okay.
But there is a number 2 is now illuminated by the moonbeam.
Okay. And that's the one that Zaza's attacking.
Yes.
Can I see number 2?
You can see him.
Okay, well then I won't. Then I will. Hunter's mark.
Yep.
And,
Cover does not factor in for you.
Yeah, and I will I'll sharpshooter normal then
Great.
for the first one. Let's play have some fun. Yeah, that's 16 plus 6, 22.
22 hits.
So Zaza is running on the in the treetops right now.
Zaza is like running along the ground. These guys are like in low trees. None of the trees
okay.
are
I
like
thought they
40
were
feet
high
high.
up. Okay.
No, you guys. These guys are like 10 or 15 feet off the ground right now. It's just like it's
okay.
like a low
I
forest.
was picturing something so different.
Yeah,
like
sorry. I should have probably
huge.
mentioned a
Oh,
little bit about the terrain.
And I could have really stopped them way earlier.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. A simple wind wall would have done it.
I think they're too spread.
They're very spread.
I could have circled us and none of their arrows could have
Oh,
hit.
that's
But it's fine. I want to kill them anyway. Okay, that is 8 plus. Sorry, 8 plus 5 is 13. That's 23 points of damage.
Okay, got it. That guy is bloodied immediately.
Make a strength save.
14.
Okay, I'll put it prone at Zaza's feet. as a little treat. So the ants just kind of like sweep this one off its feet, just kind of knowing that Zaza's like right there. It won't go like the full. I'm guessing not the full 15, just like a little 5-er.
Yeah, just a little.
Trip and just kind of like almost like gently lay it down, like presenting a present for Zaza. Just like
What's
right
happening?
And the ants, this is not canon, but no, it's canon. Turn into a big thumbs up, and then they swarm back away towards me. And I will turn, because it's prone, it's actually harder for me. I will turn my gaze towards another tree.
Okay.
I guess number 3. Yeah, I guess I'll just shoot for a third one. So
Great.
at disadvantage, no sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 18 to hit.
That is, you see a explode up of a shield blasting into place, but you now have the location of one.
Got it.
Was that 3, 4, or 5?
I think it was, if I was going 1,
think
2,
it's
it was
just
just the
going
next
down,
down the
yeah.
line. So
The
that
next
was
one, so
3.
you have the one, you have 3. You have 3's location,
Okay.
even though that is a miss.
Is that the one that Joey's on, or?
That is the one that Joey's on. Joey, you see the shield kick up as a crossbow bolt flies past you.
So my whole action.
This guy is next to you in the bush. Neither of you notice each other until he casts shield, and then you're like, he's right fucking next to me.
So wait, since I held an action, does that mean that when the shield
You may
drops-
now use your attack to attack this guy. With advantage.
It's a little higher though with shield, so sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. I think we rolled okay. That is going to be a 26.
That hits, roll damage.
Okay,
Don't
great.
forget your sneak attack.
Oh, baby.
Isn't that what you were trying to do?
You're around. What else were you trying
And
to do?
also, I get the jellyfish burns red.
Why you would turn invisible?
Okay. And that's why I get extra 2d6 of necrotic damage to whatever I roll now.
Huge.
So, what I'm going to roll is a lot of dice. Okay. First we have. That was pretty good. Okay.
The first roll of like 12.
Okay. So we're at 11. Just remember that, everybody.
11,
11. Okay. 4 plus
15,
3
18.
18,
plus 5
23.
plus 2
25.
plus 3
28,
plus
Jeez.
5
33.
plus 1. And the final, those two are necrotic damage.
Okay, 34 damage.
Did you add your ability modifier to that as well?
Oh, which one's that?
Your dex mod.
I get. What?
When you hit with a weapon, any weapon, you add your ability modifier to
Oh,
that
the plus 5.
Yes.
Yes, I did that.
You did add that. Did you add is this a magic rapier?
Yes.
Did you add the magic bonus for that?
I think it's already in my D&D.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
amazing.
Great.
35 points of damage. This guy is immediately severely bloodied. What do? You just stab him in the side?
Yeah, so Joey, as she notices him, the red jellyfish on her arm pulses red once again as she takes her rapier and then quick work, like, into his side and carves a little mini coyote.
Insane. This you cut through magical ward on this guy's side.
Oh, wow.
This guy had an increased AC already, forgetting not even with shield. And had like 3 abjuration spell layers on him.
Ooh.
And you cut through all of that to still hit him.
And it's like a little
coyote. You carve your face in this guy's torso in the middle of
You
combat.
psycho 12-year-old.
That was still Nesbit's turn. And Nesbit, anything else you want to do? I think you've already attacked.
Yeah, no,
Jesus,
that
it was Nesbit's turn.
yeah.
Oh, can I add one
that's
other
all.
thing?
Yes.
The jellyfish, as she does that, pulses red and then fades back to its normal muted black tone on her arm.
Got it.
Yeah, no, Nesbit, that was bonus action. Nesbit is staying pretty much where he is.
Okay.
As always. Over the body that he killed.
Zaza, this prone, knocked out of the tree mage gets up on his turn, lunging up as you approach, jumping through the trees, and a similar dagger comes out to attack you. Does a 25 hit you?
It does, but I'm gonna spirit shield myself.
Okay, got it. So that's huge.
Okay.
If you spirit shield enough damage away, you might not have to take the poison or whatever this secondary effect is. It's
I'm
not
also
poison.
dead.
I know, but this is different.
12?
Okay, 12.
Yeah.
The stab comes through, and you easily deflect away 6 damage.
Oh.
Nice.
And it just like he goes sideways. You do not suffer the effects of
He
the
also
secondary
sees his
effects.
face.
He also, after the stab, he looks up and goes, "It can't be. It can't be.
Yeah.
It's like the woman said." And then pulls out. This is a completely unrelated thing to all of you. This is just that was a George bit.
when he was young. Yeah, I
Relax.
love it. Yeah, great.
This is what the woman said. Yeah, okay. This is what the witch in the hut said.
Can't do that to us, George.
Sorry, I forgot. You guys are all.
Don't kill him. Interrogate him. We
scarred.
need to know what woman.
Joey, this is going to be a 21 to hit you.
That's a bit big.
Dagger gets pulled out. You are going to take a total of.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, so
Because you used your
halved
reaction
to
to
4.
hold your
Oh, you
action.
did. You did use
Was
your
that a
reaction already to
disadvantage, though?
attack.
Oh, I didn't know that was my reaction. I just thought that was cool. Okay.
Holding
Yes,
an
it
action
held
is
action
your
does
reaction.
take your reaction.
Jackie,
That's correct.
Joey was invisible. Was that a disadvantage?
Joey is invisible from greater
Thank you,
invisibility.
Dylan. Love you.
It is unfortunately higher on the second roll.
That's
I do need you to make a concentration check. Actually, let's wait for that for a moment. Make a Constitution saving throw. You take 8 piercing damage.
nice.
Is it real bad?
It's kind of bad. Because I don't have Hannah's ++, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so 12 ain't gonna do it for me.
Okay, 12.
Not an advantage. Is it because I'm invisible?
Is it at advantage?
Maybe it like nicked
It is
my
not an
skin.
advantage. If it hits you, the Constitution save is not affected by invisibility.
Got it.
So, Joey, what's your highest statistic? What's your highest ability score?
We love to hear that question. I'm gonna say it's a dexterity with a +8. Is that what you were asking me?
Well, what is your dexterity? Your dexterity is 18 +4 your proficiency bonus. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, my highest like.
What is your
whatever-
ability score? Is it 18, 19, 20? The dexterity score?
Oh yeah, Dex is 18.
18.
I don't know if it counts, but my stealth is +12.
That's how we're
Does not
doing it.
matter.
Not what we're talking about.
Well, it is gonna matter actually. You are going to take 23 necrotic damage. And your dexterity score is lowered to 16,
Woof.
Forever.
which I don't know. That lowers all of your dexterity stats by 1, essentially, as well.
So I'm just gonna address that in my D&D Beyond. Oops.
That includes your armor class. Your armor class is also reduced by 1 in that case.
Whoa.
Oh, this was.
Dex is a
bad.
tough one to drop.
I don't know how to adjust this in my thing. but
I will
It's all good.
type it in chat. I won't
rolling
spend
against
time
the
doing
chat.
that, right?
Yeah, don't worry. We'll just
Jackie, I'll type it in
remember on
chat.
your turn.
I'll type it in chat.
Okay, there is Joey's attacker. Zaza all set. Zygo, that one has no idea you're there, so just gonna fire at Akana. 25 hits Akana, is that correct?
Yes.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay, bye. 24.
Okay. You take 29 piercing damage and 8 poison damage for a total of 37 damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for Moonbeam.
Oh, right.
You need to beat an 18.
That was a 28.
28. Moonbeam ain't going nowhere, baby.
gets
but you do
brighter.
take a healthy amount of that damage though. Okay, there is. I think that's it. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not missing one, right? I think am I missing one?
One on Joey, one on Zaza, one on Arcana.
I'm missing one on Nesbit,
I
of
think you're
course.
missing
Yeah,
one,
I'm so sorry, Nesbit.
Right, because only one's dead.
Yeah, just one of them is gone right now, and one of them, yeah. Does a 22 hit you, Nesbit?
Yeah.
Okay.
With your half cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Half cover's only +2. I don't.
Con save for
Oh,
me.
right, half
Dex.
cover. Sorry.
Constitution save for me. You take 20 piercing damage.
Okay.
That was +5.
I still am next. No, am I still next to?
Yes,
Yeah.
still next
Did
to
you
a
move? I
cannon.
didn't
That's
move.
27.
6 poison damage. Nothing else happens. That is the assassin's turn. We go now to Zygo.
Jesus Christ. Zygo is going
Thanks for
to,
hanging in, gang.
from his stealthed position, look up at the assassin in the tree, and he is going to try to thorn whip, targeting his bow.
Okay, got it. Roll an
Try and
attack.
pull it out of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have advantage because he hasn't seen me?
Yeah.
It never hurts to ask.
It never hurts to ask. 21.
Hit.
Hell yeah.
You're specifically targeting the bow.
The bow. I just want it out of his hands.
Out. He's disarmed.
Amazing. I will pick the bow up as my free interaction with an object. Walk back through the tree with my movement, just to get this bow away from him, and go to a tree 30 feet away from number 4 on the other side where he wouldn't be able to see me.
Oh my fucking god. The plan becomes, they're just gonna disarm all these
Unarm
motherfuckers.
these guys.
That's
Can't hit us if they can't hit us.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Homework, Gabe.
That's a
Homework,
nutty
Gabe.
move. Okay, cool. One of them has no bow. Okay, that is Zygo. Then we go to Akana.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to make this guy. Oh, he would have moved out of the moonbeam on his turn, but he also would have taken half moonbeam damage. Wait, no. What's your difficulty?
It's
Hi.
high with that charisma score.
Hi, AF. Let me.
I think he actually fails it.
20.
Oh yeah, he fails. He fails. Go ahead and roll full,
Yeah.
full moonbeam damage on that guy.
Jesus.
So high.
12.
Describe it.
I'm.
Oh,
So was he already in it, or did he move in it? He was trying to move out.
He was trying to move out of it.
Okay, so as he's like dead center, just surrounded by this light. As he's trying to get out, he like reaches his hand forward, and his fingers make it out, but the rest of him just disintegrates, and a hand just flops on the
Zaza.
outside of the circle.
A hand drops at your feet, Zaza, holding the dagger that had missed you on the stab right next to you. Do you want to pick that one up?
Yeah.
Zaza's going shopping.
Zaza holding 2 necrotic daggers in her hands.
Those shits do damage.
Unreal.
Let me tell you.
Make a quick, just because you've got 2 in your hands right now, Zaza, just off your turn, make a quick investigation. Or no, Arcana check. Arcana check.
Arcana. Why not investigation? 9.
Never mind, these look cool. Yum, shiny. Look at these.
Oh.
Choppy do good. You just looking at these like, hell yeah, dude. Okay. That was on Akana's turn. Moonbeam evaporates that dude. Where does it go next?
Okay, it does not move. Akana's going to go put her hand on Nesbit, close her eyes. Oh, also, I get some HP back. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead and add your HP back.
Great. Is the HP I get back also doubled?
Not
because of-
not from
That's
the staff.
fair.
That's right.
That
does
is
not stack.
fair. That is fair.
I hear
Okay.
you and I see you.
I hear you and I see you. But she'll just go over to Nesbit, put her hand on it. One hand's out, slightly aglow with the moonbeam. She's going to leave it there for now, and she will oomph Nesbit. You're at 33, so if I give you 30 HP,
Nice.
which will double to 60.
Insane.
Jesus.
Got to use that double healing, baby.
You're
Taking 30 a shot, you know?
This
You need
bit,
it.
For real.
who was, very low, was like, hey, thank you.
I can't.
You were
And
doing
eyes
taking
alight,
shots.
just nods.
I hope the others are doing okay.
We make a good team.
Because I'm taking some hits.
This is the first time Nesbitt's ever gotten
yeah,
blacked.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
battles
He's
completely
taken
unscathed.
damage.
And then this
Ever.
time he just randomly got like crit and hit after everyone's like, missed!
Then Nesbitt got slammer jammered. That's a Canna. Then we go to Joey.
Okay. Joey's angry.
Yeah, the moon is.
You have advantage on the attack if you want.
Yeah. Joey
Still invisible.
attacks, except for Joey's.
Except for.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
If I do my little jellyfish and I do a spell first and then I do an attack second, do I still get sneak attack on the attack?
So you're asking if you do have to be hidden directly prior to making the attack. If you were to like be hidden. Oh yes. So as long as you are maintaining concentration on invisibility, you are making the attack at advantage, even if you're not hidden. So don't worry about that. But I'm a little bit curious about your action
I
economy.
just did, and I rolled an 11, so we're good.
Okay, cool.
Good reminder, Gabe.
So when you
You might
what's
have
your first
taken
thing
more
you're doing?
damage than that, though, Jackie.
Hello, wait, yeah.
I
let's.
thought you have to just beat a 10, right?
That's not it.
Half the damage.
No,
or
halved
10,
the damage.
whichever
That's
is
correct. How much damage did
larger.
you take?
I took, what was it, like 22? 23? 20 something?
I think it was 24. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna have you roll a concentration check right now, Constitution saving throw, because let me prompt it.
Oh, I rolled a 19.
19. So you maintain
Oh,
concentration on the
that's
greater
nice.
invisibility. So go ahead. What are you gonna do first? Action, bonus action.
Joey is angry, so
Yes.
Joey is going to carve the War Priest symbol into her hand, and
This
as
is a
her
bonus
arm,
action.
as a bonus action, and which grants her the double thing.
Yep.
So as a in action, she's going to the first thing she's going to do is cast a second level guiding bolt at this dude.
Great. Yes. And just for the confusion, the carving into the thing is just color. The bonus action is being allowed to make an attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Jackie, guiding bolt within 5 feet would be at disadvantage because it's a ranged attack made it within 5 feet, but you have advantage on the attack, so it would just be a flat roll.
Because you're invisible and he can't see you, you can just back up 5 feet away without incurring an opportunity attack. So you can just move back 5 feet and hop that, drop it at him, no problem.
Cool. We're going to do that.
Go ahead and make that attack with advantage. You have to be able to see someone to make an op attack.
Well, that wasn't great. So that is a 14, which is probably a miss.
14 is a miss.
Cool,
Does
that's
he
fine.
just hear that coming?
And then she's going to go after him with a rapier.
Okay, got it. The bonus action
Yes. And that's going to be hopefully a
with
hit.
advantage.
With advantage.
Okay, great. That is a 22.
22 hits. Roll damage.
Great. Okay, that's exciting.
I'm actually going to tell you what. This is a sneak attack. There is no possible way you could not kill him. So please describe it if you would like.
Right. Joey fires the guiding bolt and it misses spectacularly. And then in her anger, as she sees this poison kind of green expanding into her fur, wilting her fur away, she takes her rapier and she drives a hole through the eye of the coyote in his side as she screams.
Okay. Drops down to the ground. Zaza, the guy.
Joey's going to take the dagger off of him.
Take that dagger away. Understood. Got
And
it.
then she's going to pocket it in her little dagger belt.
Okay. Keep that dagger with you. Then we've got Zaza. The person in front of you falls. There are still 2 assassins far away in the trees, one of whom you hear like a surprised shout from where Zygo had taken his bow. You see that guy. You're not close enough to get right up to him, but you are close enough if you wanted to with these daggers to run as far as you can towards him and throw a dagger and be within range to attack, if that was something you wanted to do.
Okay, but you're saying that the guy right in front of me, like,
Evaporated in the moonbeam.
he evaporated. Yes. Oh, yes. And then I took his little
You
thingy.
took his little dagger.
And then, yeah, she's gonna do that. She's gonna
So
run.
George, one is dead, 2 is dead, 3 is dead, 5 is disarmed.
Yes.
And then 4 is still alive, and that's who I'm
Still-
gonna go throw a dagger at in their
Okay.
face.
Go ahead. You heard 5. If you want to look for 4, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage. Or, excuse me, not with advantage. Just a perception check straight.
Okay. Let's see.
Or you could just do 5 where you know who he is. Also, if you wanted to use your maul, you can throw that, call it back, throw it again.
Okay, I rolled a 15
Up
on
to
that perception check.
Okay, yeah, you have a general location. This guy's been firing bolts, so his hidden position isn't as hidden, and his stealth roll last time was bad. So you do see this guy kind of hidden up in the tree. If you want to run towards him, he does have 3/4 cover behind a tree. It means he has a +5 to his AC. It's up to you.
I'm gonna run towards him. Yeah.
Okay. You gonna get up to him? Do you want to throw the dagger on your way, or do you want to dash action all the way to him?
I want to dash action all the way to him.
Okay, you more than enough, 120 feet, get up to the 4th assassin who is up in the tree. He sees you like 10 feet below him, just suddenly blast onto the scene. If you would like, you can use the remainder of your movement to climb up the tree and get adjacent to him.
No, I'm gonna do like Hannah said and double with the boom boom. Right? Throw the thing.
So the dash action is in place of your attack there. If you would like to throw the dagger long, or throw the axe long range, 60 feet, you can do that.
No, just throw the little dagger then.
Okay, you're gonna throw the dagger, no problem. So go ahead and roll an attack. Same thing it would be if you were to throw the great axe.
Okay.
But this is instead of dashing.
Instead of dashing, that's correct.
That's what we're saying, Natasha. So you wouldn't dash up to them.
Dashing is moving double your movement speed instead of attacking or anything else.
Okay, well, I rolled a 13.
A 13. Okay, the dagger thuds into the tree bark. The guy is behind enough cover to avoid that. Nesbit, it is your turn. Zaza's on her way over to that guy.
Okay, I will move my attention over to... Do I see that guy or no? I still don't see anyone.
You see Zaza throw it, trace the eyes. That guy is badly hidden. With your passive perception, you can see that guy.
Okay. Then I will throw a sharpshooter shot
Go
at
ahead.
that one. Yeah, that's a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
That was a 19. I didn't say it, so I don't have Hunter's Mark on him right now. But I would have, but I'll do it after this shot.
No problem. You can have Hunter's Mark. That's fine.
Okay. That's my bonus action. Okay. That's 2. So that's 7. 8. 18 points of damage.
Okay.
Make a strength save.
Fail.
Out of the tree. So the ants just completely swarm and pick up and take him out of the tree closer towards Zaza, because Zaza didn't move the entire way.
Yep. Move him a little closer to
Just
Zaza.
out of the tree, prone. And I'll take my second shot. It would be a disadvantage. I'll do a disadvantage shot.
Okay.
No sharpshooter. That'll probably miss. That's a 14.
That does miss. Okay.
Sometimes you get a 3.
The assassin, the one number 5, you guys hear 2 clicks. There's a boof in the trees as number 5. That location, there's a sharp pop. And then number 4 gets up from the prone position, sees Zaza thumping towards him, grabs the dagger. There is a click and a as he disappears from sight. And all in the woods is quiet.
Yeah.
Do we know where he
I
went?
know you're looking to end this combat.
I'm not necessarily looking to end it.
I can get to within any tree within 500 feet of where I am currently.
Uh-huh.
Could I get to where these guys went?
They did not dimension door.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Those were full-blown teleportation spells.
Okay.
Whoa.
Cool. Then nothing I can do.
I will have
Yeah.
everybody make an Arcana check. And
Wait, we
Zaza,
can't,
make it with advantage.
Ooh, I did a good one.
Zaza with advantage.
George, just so I know, technically
22.
I have Hunter's Mark still on one of them.
How many feet is that range?
I mean, once it's on them, there's no... It's
There is
on
no
them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There is no range. I mean, but I can tell you what it says, because I don't know if
Yes,
it
go
actually...
ahead.
It says, you have any advantage on... It's just perception and survival, so I don't think it would count. But
I don't think
Arcana,
on this one, unfortunately, it would not come into play, but that's a good thing to
I
remember.
got 14.
16.
16. Anybody else?
I got a 22.
Ooh.
Yeah, Arcana is 2.
Akana, what'd you get?
10.
Uh-huh. Dylan?
2.
Joey? You pull out of your belt that dagger as you all kind of dumbfounded stare around waiting for them to maybe reappear in the trees. And you notice that the dagger you're holding, there's a little latch in the palm.
Does it look anything like the insignia on my mom's ring that she gave me?
No. It's just a little button. Roll a history check for me.
Should I roll it with advantage?
No.
The stick's gonna do anything for you, George?
Sort of an austere looking sigil on the button. But too small to really have it jog any memories. That's all you know.
Yeah.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I know it doesn't jog any memories,
Oh,
but
with an Arcana 22, I'm so sorry. They can tell you what's happening here. There is a complicated rune pattern that you start looking over, and you see that there is a teleportation spell. This is actually a teleportation circle that is essentially handheld, making for a guaranteed teleportation back to wherever it's supposed to go. Teleportation comes with risks. It's inaccurate sometimes. Teleportation circles are when they're attuned to them, they are rock solid.
is there anything about the rune that reminds me of the runes that were in Boris Niles' safe?
They are the same runes.
Oh. Incredible.
What
Paul.
recall?
What?
Jack?
Paul.
Excellent question.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Don't know what this says,
Jackie.
But
Really good pull. I definitely didn't think we were gonna make that connect, which it wouldn't really matter.
Runes
But
and
now,
Boris Niles? I didn't
Anything
fucking know
Boris
what
Niles related,
runes?
Jackie remembers because there's the
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
currently you're holding 2. Joey has 1, and Zaza has 1.
Didn't Zaza have 2? 'Cause
There's
she killed
one
2
up
of
in the
them?
bark that I
That one that was up in the bark, the mage jumped up, grabbed, and used. to get out of it.
No!
does it look like if you were to
Too
press the
bad.
latch, it would take you somewhere?
Yes.
Oh god, that's the worst thing for Jackie.
Ooh. Who?
While this is happening,
I just
can
rolled a
Nesbit
quick thing
just-
for Joey, but she didn't do it.
Oh my god. Nesbit's gonna search the body of
You
the
didn't die immediately, you mean?
Nesbit's gonna search the body of the ox.
Okay. The ox. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm the worst person to do this.
You could do this, Nisbet. Does he get advantage?
Christ.
Or I can help him look. I could come help.
There's no
I'm
way-
all about looting.
I'm just doing a little. I'm just almost pointing to it. Yeah, my investigation. is
Dylan,
12.
I love looting.
12. On a 12 investigation check, you look through this guy's stuff. He's got 300 crowns on him in paper form. Yeah, you throw that over your shoulder.
Paper crowns?
He's got bills, like banknotes. They're not like dollars. They're not like the Queen's face on them. They're like credit accounts with a bank. Like
Not our
wide.
style.
Not your style.
Ew.
But he's also got a little pouch on his belt that appears to be filled with just sort of like a loose white powder. That is not moon powder right off the bat. But you remember seeing this way back in Port Sao in association with the Gillish mob. You guys saw the same powder like in one of the stores that you opened up.
I'd
Okay.
also like to note that I rolled a
George.
17 investigation check.
Oh, that's
17?
That- mhm.
You sense like a radiant energy coming off of the powder.
A radiant energy.
Mhm.
Can I
George,
make a
could I also
radiance
investigate?
check?
My
You're nowhere near us. Do you want to come back?
Yeah, I think you're a little ways away. I think we're gonna probably get all the answers we need out of this body anyway, with the 17. Just looks like it's like meant to be applied to a weapon.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, oh, this one. Oh, never mind.
Gabe,
I just a thought that I threw into the chat.
would you please share? Just because I can't have that go unheard.
I went, thought. Do I summon the greater demon of the cleaver slasher that I have in my glove still? Hand him the dagger and have him click it just to throw chaos at what or whoever is on the receiving end of that teleportation circle?
That's
That's
a great idea.
kind of
That's
amazing.
incredible.
We have
That's
two. We could keep the
incredible.
other one, and I don't know when else I'm gonna use this demon.
That's incredible.
Can you insight check that idea?
I mean, I
Look
think,
at George's
I
face.
mean,
I think that's the insight
I
check.
mean, I think yes, but
I
I mean, like,
think-
I think yes, but
I
I mean,
think we gotta
yes.
try
I'd
it,
to,
right?
like, yeah, be on guard to hold him down if anything.
I get one turn where he just has to listen to me, and then at the end of that turn, he has to make a charisma save or attack the nearest thing that's not a demon.
Let's
so
freaking do it.
I think
Yeah, do it.
I think we do it, right?
I think we do it, and
Oh
then you
my
can have
God.
counter spell, which is more
And then I
useful
get my
than just
counter spell
having this.
glove
Yeah,
back, right?
Wow, you guys,
This
this is
is-
really good
This
because
is my
I
favorite thing that you've ever thought of.
yeah.
This is my favorite thing
Okay.
that's ever happened.
So I gotta
This
tell
is
me what
it.
you do.
really good
Cool.
idea.
Joey, may I Zaza, may I borrow your dagger, please?
No, this is mine. Joey,
I understand. Hold on. Zaza,
if
may I
Joey
borrow
rolled
your dagger?
higher than a 10, she would have just pressed the
Thank you
button.
I know that.
So
Zygo's going to take the dagger. With his other hand, he's going to snap his fingers and bring forth the upcast summon greater demon of the Clay Peaks Cleaver
Okay.
into the forest next to him.
oh my
There
god.
is a roiling of energy.
I did that.
As the goat lifts a finger pointing at the ruined eyes of Zygo.
Ooh.
Hand wavering out, about to touch him, one round under Zygo's spell.
You certainly did. Go do it to someone else. Dagger in his hand, click it whenever he wants. Click that and go.
Oh my god.
Disappears out of sight.
Oh my god.
Before we end this evening,
You not get to know what happened?
That's the craziest shit.
Gabe, this is my favorite idea you've ever had in your life.
You've had
Yeah.
so many good ideas, Gabe. This takes the
This
cake.
really
Like,
was the
100%.
top one I've ever heard. The level of chaos is just
unbeknownst to our party, two mages reappear. Somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Are you hurt? I think I'm okay. Took my bow. That's fine. We just need to report to the Archpriest and we will redouble our efforts, return with double our force. Our garrison here will be more than enough to overwhelm them. We can report back. We know their weaknesses. Did you see that staff? I saw. If we can rid the goose of that staff, much of their power will be denied. You saw the healing amplifications of such a thing, did you not? I did. You are awfully wise, brother. I would be well to... Did you hear that? Did I hear what? Nothing. Never mind. Must have just been the wind. 2 mages walk up a salty, slippery staircase. Lanterns lit behind them as they come up on a wooden door. One of them fiddles with a ring full of keys, and there's a banging from down the staircase. Do you hear that? Relax. We have more pressing things ahead of us. One of the lanterns goes out further down the staircase. Another one. Michael, look! What? What could possibly be? A shadow cast on the wall. Hurry up, I'm hurrying! Ching, 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 trying to get into the door. I'm going to roll a check.
What is he, Titanic the keys? Titanic
The door bursts open. Everyone, there's somebody! A bear trap made of spectral necrotic energy clasps around one of the mages. Disappears back into the darkness. 12 mages, all light arcane energy staring at the door. A wet, sopping object is rolled back.
Oh, no. No.
And as each mage looks at the ground and stares in horror, the room is illuminated with dark purple light. The mages all scream in unison, firing every arcane thing they have. And after the smoke dissipates, a silhouette stays standing. And that's where we're gonna end tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's a late one. We really appreciate you guys chilling with us. We just released a new episode, Cluster Muck. Episode 1 is out and downloadable for podcasting. Go check it out. Does anybody have anything fun they've coming up they want to plug?
I go literally banishing his demons. The trailer just dropped
therapy.
for the Headless series is coming on August 29th. Please go check that out. Some incredibly talented people put so much work into it, and it looks pretty fantastic. And you can find the link to it on my Instagram for the trailer or on YouTube. Go give Shipwrecked a lot of love. They are super, super talented, and it is an incredible series.
All right. Anybody else? Go check out Headless Horseman, it's called, sorry?
Headless.
Just Headless.
I posted the link in chat.
Go check out Headless. Oh, amazing. All right, well, without further ado, we will take our leave this evening. Everybody have a wonderful night. Go check out Cluster Muck anywhere you have podcasts. Leave us happy, good reviews on stuff. It really helps us get visibility. We really appreciate it. We love you all, and good night. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.